If you guys are just joining us, welcome. We're getting set up here. All right, we're getting started here. I'm tweeting out some things. If you guys got any questions, drop those early. Palantir's running again. That's great for me. Upstart hit 300 today. That's crazy as well. HLBZ, crazy move coming up. It's also starting another bull flag. It's just pretty crazy too. If you guys are joining, welcome. We're going to get started here in a sec. I'm tweeting out some things. Getting ready for the morning. The SPY is going to be interesting today too. All right, welcome if you guys are just tuning in. Get started here in a second. All right, top watch is HLBZ. If you go down to the RSI, I want to see if we're overextended or not overextended. For such a big move, we're not that overextended, really. We should have room to. We're at 17, so we broke past here. If you guys are just joining, welcome. We're gonna get started here. Man, I would love to take some HLBZ shares this morning. Very risky, very risky. We're already up 100%, but look, you have lots of volume coming in. We're about to break out. We're consolidated on the RSI, just a tad. I don't know what the news is, but something crazy, I think. For it to be, welcome everyone tuning in. Yeah, HLBZ is crazy. It's already breaking out again. Could be a morning flush. But yeah, crazy stuff coming out of HLBZ. If you guys got any questions, other tickers you want me to look at, go ahead and drop those. We'll take a look. Good morning. Your mic keep going in and out. Okay, let me look. All right, is that better? Morning, June. I hope this is better. I think it should be better. I still need to find a better way, but that should be better. Let me better. I'm gonna keep. Yeah, HLBZ is definitely on watch today. Give me 1 second. Alright, just making sure back on my video if that was better. Looks better to me.
It's okay. Okay. Perfect. Thinking Pilter might hit 30, then sell off and hit again. I don't know. Yeah, Palantir. I think it might hit 30 today. I know there's probably a lot of calls up there, so 30 will be a huge resistance level. It'll be interesting to see what happens there. Man, I'm not gonna take any shares into HLBZ into open, but it does have the potential to rip. I think people are gonna be trying to get in this morning rather than get out, so I think we'll probably see some new highs coming up. Wouldn't be surprised if we halt up on this name. Already a crazy amount of volume. We'll see. We have a lot of volume coming in for HLBC, but still needs to cool off a bit. Definitely needs to cool off. There's that morning flush. Morning, James. How are you? What stock were you just talking about? Just logged on. We're just talking about. I haven't played any this morning. We're just talking about HLBZ. Went from $9 to $18 in the last hour, or the last 30 minutes. Was looking for a move at open. Might be the top play. If you guys got any other tickers that look hot that I'm not seeing, let me know. We can look over those. Ooh, SPY is flushing out as well. SPY's stuck between the 20 and 50-day EMA, in my opinion. I thought SPY was getting stuck. Was down like 50. Keep that in mind. Oh, excuse me. LOL. Let's go. Yeah, last night it was exciting. $2. Yeah, that'll be good. Would you enter it open? Not on something so volatile, unless you're playing really, really slow. See, we're already halted down. Morning flush might be. I said once we flush out here, we might 150 calls. I like calls here, but I would like to see that. I would like to take calls at 147 ideally. 147 is kind of the support zone, so if we can get at 147 and try to get 150 calls for maybe in a week. But yeah, I'd want to see 147 for a better risk reward. Yeah, I can't believe we halted down on HLBZ. Interesting. Yeah, I'd love CI to hit $2. Tried yesterday. Didn't have anything. Yeah, so usually these big names that are up a lot in the after hours, hopefully there'll be a good setup today, but what happens is it usually flushes out. And what I mean by flushes is it kind of dips back down, it forms a base, and then it usually goes up from there. So we'll have to see if that flushes out for us this morning. If it flushes out, could potentially see a move higher. So we'll just have to see what happens at what is it called when it halts back. Do you guys have any other tickers? Let me know. Yeah, SPY's down 0.4%. We've been really but just bouncing up and down, up and down. I should have taken some UVIX calls yesterday, but did not do that. Talked about entering it open. Great. Oh man, see, I tried to hit $1.76 already this morning. That looks pretty good. Want to see what the news is. It must be something crazy because it went $7 to like 9 to 18 in like 20 minutes. Let's look. announces a partnership between. Let's read this article. Announces partnership between Hellbiz Media and Fox Networks Group to broadcast Serie B. Okay, like that's some decent news, but let's see what their market cap is. Okay, their market cap's only 400 million. It does have a chance potentially to double again, but we'll have to see if we can get a morning flush. You could IPHA yet. Yeah, CIA looks good too. Okay, IPHA. Damn. Really open strong at morning. Let's see. So yeah, actually this looks really strong. We just broke out of all-time high resistance. We had this 824 level, but now we should have blue skies to go up. Looks relatively well. We'll just look at if you wanna. I might play with both these names. Yeah, since we broke this all-time highs, we could have potentially a big move coming up. A good buy would be down in these kind of 8s. Let RSI cool off a bit. We did start at 5 this morning, but could be working on a bull flag potentially. So yeah, that looks IPHA looks decent. I don't know if it's gonna give me an entry though. It's saying it's ripping. If I do want an entry, I'd like an entry at like 8.2. But this thing is on crack. I don't know what the news is. Crazy stuff though. Palantir, wow, faded this morning. Yeah, geez, IPHA is crazy, going crazy. Look at that. If you have shares, congrats. I didn't have time to take shares or, probably stay away from this low float bio. Maybe if we can get a better opportunity, maybe better opportunity. Maybe I could see, but pretty overextended right now. Yeah, cause let's see, not terrible on HLBZ right now. You're gonna want to make sure you claim. Actually, HLBZ. I'm actually gonna take some shares in HLBZ. This is a really high risk play, by the way. But I'm gonna load up 100 shares on my phone. We're gonna do a market order. Would like to buy. All right, we got 100 shares ordered up. I'm gonna just do a market buy. Got filled at 1683. Oh, that is so annoying. Holy cow. I'm already gonna probably have to exit. I was gonna use 16 as 13 as a stop loss. Okay, we're just gonna exit. I'm not even gonna pretend that happened this morning. All right, and let's see. I'll give it a chance to hold this 1525 level. That was obnoxious. We'll give it a chance. Yeah, IPHA is crazy. I can't believe it hasn't halted up yet, actually. Oh, it did halt up, okay. We'll see. It's got to break this level right here before we can move higher. We actually could, though. We'll see. Yeah, SPY's down almost half a point, so I can see why everything's down. But anyways, I got shares at like 1650, so we'll see. I really wish that would not have happened right when I bought in, but we'll see. There we go. Okay. If we see a break of 17.7, it could get crazy. If we break 17.7, I'll probably add a few more shares, but I'm just glad that it didn't tank with that. I thought it was gonna halt down right when I got in. Well, it looks like we're gonna halt up. That 17.7 break I was talking about. We'll see what we can do. What's IPHA's news? That's crazy. It's been crazy, going crazy. All right, up $2 on these shares. I have 100 shares, so we're up $200 on this HLBZ play so far. So that's pretty good. Kind of scared me off. It scared me off the start. So I'm glad we could make. Yeah, that scared me off the start. We thought we were gonna halt down. Love to see an 1894 break. Do you guys get stop loss for CI? That Pilter bounce back though. Yeah, that was crazy. We'll look at that. That was actually pretty crazy. Look at my phone. Palantir. Yeah, I was a little worried off the start. I mean, I have some shares, but look, went straight down to 28 and just got bought up crazy. And actually, it should put a hammer. Should put a hammer on the one day. Yeah, get a hammer foreman. Crazy. What do you guys stop loss for CI? I mean, I'm at 0.90, so I'm not really gonna put a stop loss on. We're still moving up. But if you're really concerned, the problem with to me CI is there's really not a good stop. There's really no resistance. A good stop would probably be like 1.5, but I'm still holding for 2+, so I don't think stop is too necessary. Cool. HLBZ might pay me. We'll see. IP. Which one were we looking at? That bio. IPHA. Okay. Oops. Just trying to break that 94. Let's see it in IPHA. Damn, there we go. Okay, so we're up about $3 a share, so up about $300. Yeah, CI is pretty strong. It has some relative volume. Yeah, I won't sell my CI position. All these CI dips have been getting bought up anyway, so not worried. All right, let's look at. We unhalted all the way up. Look at that. That's crazy. We'll probably fill that gap down and then shoot back up. Jeez, that thing is crazy. The HOBZ looks good. Hopefully, I got 100 shares at 1650, so we'll see. Yeah, we'll take a look at that. I want to look at. I'm not gonna probably end up playing Smile Direct Club, but we can look at it. Yeah, I agree. That was a SPAC with. I don't know. They merged with support.com. Everybody listen to me. What makes you think it's gonna hit $20 and it's gonna go up 200% in one day? Just curious. Because if you're gonna say like maybe BBIG hits 10 or it's gonna base around 10, that would sound educated. But just saying it's gonna hit 20, it just kind of sounds. I don't know. Let's see. flag right there. Yeah, this, I don't know, this company looks crazy. I'm gonna put a stop loss on this stock at 16.13. I'll lose 20 cents a share, so I'll lose like $40 if it does, or sorry, $20. Jeez, look at this thing, it's crazy. If you guys are joining in, welcome. If you guys get any comments, let me know. You got a more CEI at $1.66. Nice. We'll come back to look at this. I have a stop loss. We don't really need to look at it. I don't think anyone else is playing it besides me. Crazy moves out of, I think we halted again up on IPHA. Crazy moves coming out. Alright. HLBZ, and then we'll put C. I don't think anyone's going to be playing this stock over here, so we'll put on like CEI over here. Although that is crazy. We're already up a lot. Crazy move. Must have been some PFUDA positive news for that to move that quick. Yeah, Palantir looks like we could hit 30 today. Looks crazy. Can't believe that dip this morning too. That 2% dip got absolutely eaten up. Some breakout mode. If you guys are just tuning in, you guys got any questions, let me know. We'll go over anything. Yeah, it's smart to trade around like your CEI position. The stocks has a lot of momentum, but if you have like, if it dips, buy more. If it, jumps up, sell a little bit. You play around your core position is what I usually do when I'm swinging stocks. So if I have 1,000 shares, if it, goes crazy, and it's pretty over. I sold some CEI yesterday, $1.85, $1.87, but yeah, that's a good idea. That's what I'm saying. Just play around your base position. Not wrong, scaling some out, so then if it dips, you can buy more. If it doesn't, well, you already locked that profit in. How are you, Janelle? Oh, Janelle, I saw you're from Colorado on your Twitter. I'm from Colorado, but I live in Arvada. Arvada is just right out of Denver. Maybe there's some people from Arvada in here, or just Colorado in general. Yeah, also, I mean, all these stocks are holding up relatively well because we see that. And thank you guys for all the subs coming in. I appreciate it, as always. What was I going to say? The market's down, and CEI does a really, really good job of making sure those big market moves aren't really affecting it. Something like, same thing with like Palantir. It's got a lot of relative strength, which is good to see. Still got my position at 16.5 on HLBZ. We'll see. Ideally, you'd want this to make another high or low so I can raise up my stop loss a bit. I have been in and out taking profits for a couple weeks out. That's smart. Love Colorado. Super windy here today in Colorado Springs, though. Like 50 miles per hour. Let me look at my weather. Yeah, I stepped outside today, and it was pretty cold. I mean 55, but let's see. 48 degrees. Yeah, it was really windy last night, but glad to see a little bit of the heat come off. Yeah, CEI looks good. We got room to move all the way back up. Let's go to level 2. Not really too much to say on level 2. It's pretty thin. So I have a position that I got at 15.5 on HLBZ. So I'm going to raise my stop loss up to, my stop loss was at this low, but it looks like we have a new higher low. So I'm going to make sure that I'm going to put my stop loss in as a stop loss, not a mental, at 16.4. So that gives me the low of the last low. That's what I'm willing to risk right now. That would probably be that's the smart thing to do. Yes, but I'm gonna put off CEI for a bit. I want to look at SPY. So remember I told you guys about this 443 level. This 443.22 level is going to be huge. If we can break like 443, potentially have a lot of downside. Let's check the UVXY to see. The UVXY is not much up today, so it looks like there's not a lot of puts still being put on SPY, which is surprising. Let's look at the VIX. The VIX is pretty much just the same thing, but if the VIX if it breaks 20, we could see some farther downside. But interesting coming out of SPY. It says we're down 0.7%. On stock Twitch, and this is 0.47. Not sure. Let's see. Yeah, on stock Twitch it says we're down 0.80. We're down $3.56. Which must be glitched or bugged or something, because not the case. You guys got any questions, let me know. We'll go over. Yeah, Adder did hit off that 950 level. I said that 950-10 level is some big support, but still not. Adder, I'm not really looking. I probably will not buy that. I won't buy it for a potential jump. Just not how I play. You guys got any questions, let me know. We'll go over. Yeah, SPAC. All the SPACs have been going lately. Like these low float SPACs. Oh, and today is a quadruple witching day. And pretty much what that means is it's a date on which derivatives of stock index futures, stock index options, they expire simultaneously. So what that means is it could just cause some extra volatility with all these options expiring. Remember, an option has 100 underlying shares attached to it. So, yeah, I won't touch Adder again. BK was the most bullish stock. My girl wants a ring. When do you want the ring? I could set you up with some crazy options, or we could just play. My wife wants a crazy ring. BKNY. BKNY doesn't come up. Let's see. And then I am gonna stream all the way until 3 today. Yeah, I'm gonna stream until 3 today. We'll see. I'm just thinking, just get too many notifications. We shall see. Let me tweet out one some. Oh, also, yeah. Oh, I forgot to mention that's Brooklyn, New York. I don't know what you mean by Brooklyn, New York. Is SDC done, or is this the day to squeeze? Let's see. If I go down to SDC. Yeah, SDC looks... if we go to the 1 year, 1 day... We filled this gap up that I was looking towards. Not too extended on the 1 day. What I would say is... I don't know. I don't really like the play too much, but we definitely retest the support. We definitely are probably going to break out again. Not too interested. I mean, it could squeeze today, sure. Definitely needs to break the 764 level is the next huge pivot point for it to break. Okay, let's go ahead and look at HLBZ. I have some equity in here. Still looks pretty good. I still got that stop loss at 1640. APBS is doing well this morning. My buy limit order never went through yesterday. Love New York. I worked out that way for a couple of years. I've never been to New York. If you're talking, yeah, I do like that. All right, let's look at APBS. APPS is also. I want to look at some tickers that I'm. Okay, APPS. Holy cow! Did anyone see James? Did you see APPS today? Holy! I thank you for bringing that up. APPS. I know I've been talking about it, and I will continue to talk about APPS every day until everyone buys shares because it's the best company that there's ever been. We have been having this huge falling wedge all the way down at 100, down to 62. And we broke out of this huge this pivot point. Remember how this top resistance line, whenever we break that, stocks go pretty big. We also broke this consolidation, this flag right here. So if you are an APPS, congrats, showing a lot of relative market strength today. James, you have 200 shares, right? No, you have a lot. But yeah, APPS looking really, really good. Thanks for bringing that to my attention. Yeah. Yeah, APPS looks really, really good. And these should still see some further upside, in my opinion. We just broke out of that. So APPS, for SPY being down this much, yeah, I can't believe that is awesome. I do own APPS is my biggest stock I own. 443 level could break. I was going to buy more after I take. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I'd still some for a long term play. I'm telling you, it will be at a few $100s a share next year. Maybe. I mean, like it should be, in my opinion, if you just look at like the book value and everything, it should be about $200 a share. So yeah, that looks really, really good. $443 level might break. Could get interesting here for SPY. But yeah, APPS, favorite long-term hold. I own a lot of APPS. Glad I should have had some calls yesterday, knowing that we had the potential to break out. So good stuff coming out of APPS. You had 300 shares of APPS. That's great. It will long term. It should make you some money. TRIT. Or TRLT. I don't know if you were playing over the counter. And also, I always say it's probably TRIT, huh? I always say that APPS's earnings are really key, and they are, but pretty terrible chart. Just have another bull flag or bear flag forming out. Don't like it. So APPS. Man, I wish I had 300 shares of APPS. At least someone does. And actually, we kind of breaking over this line on the weekly. We definitely have a weekly breakout candle, so we'll have to see if we can. Hopefully, that 66 level will be pretty key. Looks very good though. Always glad to be a APPS holder. It's been kind of rough, but damn, we had that. Okay. Wonder if, yeah. Gosh, I've been kind of. I actually have some money to buy APPS again, but I was kind of waiting for a pullback on APPS, but now we're definitely not going to be seeing a pullback. Yeah, there will be no pullback. We broke out today, so lots of volume. We'll see. Yeah, I mean, I was surprised that we went because we were at $43, and then they got listed on like the Nasdaq, or not the Nasdaq, but they got put in one of the index funds, and I know it shot up APPS like 18%, which doesn't make sense. Like, if it's just being in a fund, why does that matter? But there's some big buys. There's always big buys on here. 1,000 sells. Weird. So I thought that was interesting about the market. Whenever like to buy shares, someone has to sell to you. So one person thinks they're right, either way. You know what I mean? Like, someone thinks they're right, but someone's gonna be wrong. Currently kind of back up. I would love to see if we can break that 443 level is going to be big to hold. If you guys got any other questions, let me know. Boo, no pullback. It came too close to my buy order yesterday, but was off by a few cents. Yeah, it happens. I mean, APPS, I'll probably be buying APPS for the next 3 years every paycheck still. Very bullish on it, as everyone can tell. So for me, whenever APPS just pulls back, it's another buying opportunity. So I always buy. Definitely interesting on YouTube as well. Let's see. Interesting to say the least. All right. Would love to see that 443 level break on SPY. Things get interesting there. Could get scary. We'll see. I know that my problem that's like, so usually in September we do have a lot of volatility, which does make sense why we're seeing this. It's usually pretty volatile times in September. Was surprised to see that what's the word? There's no. I mean, we need a 10% pullback, but I'm waiting to see it on some news event. Corrections really, or even like market crashes, aren't just gonna happen overnight. They have to have something behind it. So I'm interested to see if since we're already down at these support lines, if we see some bad news come out, that could propel it downwards. And then another stock that I'm really, really bullish long term on is that's actually going to be a lot more volatile than APPS. Is going to be called DATS Chat. So DATS, and I have a couple shares of this, but we did have a really, really nice pullback this morning, as you guys can see. I'm gonna start a position here. I think adding right here would be good idea on DATs. So we dipped about 10% off today. Want to see. We broke all-time highs, but yeah, I'm pretty bullish about DATS chat. I bought a little of these prices for APS 10 shares to start and see where the price. Yep, good idea. I like this for a long-term swing. I wouldn't be surprised if we see it in the 30s eventually. Lptx. Yeah, DATS chat actually looks pretty good right here. The 4-hour. Yeah, okay. Lptx. Leap Therapeutics. Same story here. It's going to have to break, this 240 level for it to turn bullish. Until then, it's bearish. I really like DATS chat down here as well. DATS chat does like security on the blockchain. Really like it though. Just looking at some real quick. I think it was Tiger Trade. Someone send me a link. One sec. Give me 1 sec. Interesting. Okay. Just taking a look at that. Thanks for all the viewers coming in. I appreciate it. How's CI looking? CI looks good. That looks pretty good. Buying a little of that as well. Came here from the Bodhi stock twitch. We doing Beachbody at all? We can look at that. What do you think, Wish? Okay, and Apple calls. Let's all go over those. Will Iron T break again? I have no idea. CI looks fine this morning. I like it so far. DATS looks good. Okay, we can look at Body and then Wish. I'll do all these. Thank you guys for tuning in. Sorry. Body. Beachbody Company. So we broke out a couple days ago and we're starting to see some consolidation. Go to a smaller time frame. If we go to a smaller time frame, I don't really like this too much, the chart, but definitely the next, if you're looking for the next stop loss, the stop loss would be definitely 666, but let's see where we could go. We're not extended on the 1 hour. We've cooled off a bit, but next pivot's going to be $8. Doesn't look terrible down here. I don't like this long-term downtrend that we've had. I don't really see it unless we, push past this 8 level, make a higher low, being crazy bullish about it. What do you think of Wish? Good question. I like Wish. And actually, I'm really starting to like Wish now at this 644 level. I've been talking about how I wanted to break this level. We're starting to break this long-term resistance line, and we're starting to curl as well. But when I mean curl like this. So I do like Wish actually right here. There's a good risk reward. I'm really liking that. And then we'll look at Apple calls. So yeah, Wish looks really, really good right there actually. I might add some. Apple calls look good right here. Apple calls look really, really good right here. Try to aim for 150, but if we break this, if we really do break this like 145 level or this 146, I'd cut your losses. With SPY going down this much, we could potentially see just some further downside. So, thanks, super helpful. Yeah, you're welcome. But Apple, yeah, looks good. I mean, we're at the bottom of that support line, but I'm saying is make sure that we're watching out. Thank you, Wish. Yeah, I've been waiting for Wish. Why am I talking? I need to mute myself. But yeah, Wish looks well. I actually have been waiting for Wish for an entry. But Wish looks pretty good down here. So I'll definitely keeping that on watch. Definitely keep that a watch. We also have a nice bear flag setting up on SPY. We'll probably see some lower lows coming up here. Wish has so many different sellers at qualities. The quality has severely suffered. Yes, company-wise, yes, I agree with you. My thing with Wish is it's got a lot of revenue and it's trading at a very small market cap. Any e-commerce store, which is an e-commerce store, should be trading about 10 times its EBITDA, and it's trading about 2, so I had the potential to be some higher numbers. That's my opinion. I know, like, I've bought from Wish before. It's not the prettiest thing I've ever seen, some of their products. Yeah, that's what I'm going to say about that. Oh, shoot. We're swinging HLBZ too. I haven't even looked. It sparked. Okay. So, we're still in at 1550. Let's see if something can happen interesting. I have an average of 12.15 on Wish. How long will it take to break even? Thoughts on adder? Thoughts on adder calls? No. We'll go review that. Did no idea on Wish. It's like ask. I don't know. Maybe will it even hit 12 again? I don't know. Maybe it will. My problem with adder is that this graph is really broken. Until we have like a clear. Until we have like a higher low set up, which we haven't had. Like we had a possible double bottom here, but this is what I mean by higher low. So we have a higher low. Oops. On the 1 hour, I'd want to see like a higher low for him. So a higher low would be, this is a higher low right here. And then possibly we see another higher low if we can go up and then come down, and then I'd probably buy right here. But I'm not going to buy something in the downtrend. It's kind of hard to do that. We're looking good on our HLB swing, HLBZ. See what we can do on there. We'll have to see. Bloop, bloop. Sorry, look at my phone. I wish HLBZ would hold that. I saw my stop loss up there, but we'll see. I'm moving some money around. Moving $7,500 to my IRA this morning. Okay, cool. Got that sent over. If you guys got any questions, let me know. But yeah, like adder, my problem is it's just like it's kind of falling down. Not too interested. But yeah, Wish actually looks really good. I'm probably not going to go long until we like, hit 7 or something. We see these small pops over this resistance line. But we are getting close to where I would be adding for sure. Okay, so that's definitely important to keep in mind. If you guys want to see some tickers up here, I'm not really watching anything except HLBZ. Oh, wow. Okay, so you take a second. And so SPY looks interesting here. we're having lows of the last week. Or this week, we're having lows. We have a lower low setup. I'm interested to see what we do from here. Looks interesting. That 443 break I talked about, SPY starting to look pretty bearish. Want to look at UVXY. UVXY might start heating up here in a second. Want to see if the VIX can break over 20. We're gonna want to use that as an indicator to buy UVXY. Now, if the VIX jumps back below down 20, that's a good chance to exit. 20 is a big pivot for the VIX. So let me tell you guys what I'm talking about. So potentially UVXY, we're starting to shoot up a little bit. We're up 5%. So the VIX should be right around 20. Okay, so if we can hold this 20 level right here on the VIX, if we can break this 20 level, we could definitely see some market downside. Thanks for the info. You're welcome. I have a number of shares in Wish. It will see 14 again, but it could take a bit. Yeah, I think it could. Potentially see a short. Let's go ahead and take a look. Wish, yeah. Yeah, I mean CEI. We'll see. I think CEI looks fine to me. We've had a big run up, and then it's really hard for any of these tickers to do well today, with the VIX over 20, and UV and SPY dipping. So wouldn't hold it to it much. Yeah, I mean CI is not bad. We're down. We're down a couple of cents. Nothing too terrible. With SPY being down this much as well. I'll just have to see. No, I'm probably gonna take any UV. What? Give me one sec. Probably not gonna take any UVXY, but definitely if we see, the VIX hit, above like 20, 21, 22 is where I'd buy UVXY. I want to see if you can do that though. Guys, any questions, let me know. See, that eats up the dips quickly. Yeah, it does. All the dips on CEI get eaten up, so I'm not too worried about that. OPAD. I think OPAD's got to consolidate a bit. I'd be interested. What would I be interested in buying? That's what you're probably gonna ask. Not. I'd stay out of OPAD. We're really overextended. We're starting to make a rounding top. Not interested at the moment on it. To be quite honest. Crazy out of SPY. Yeah, we can definitely see some downside on SPY coming up. Some more for sure. Yeah, I'm waiting to see on this market dip if we're going to be able to add some more shares on some stocks. So I really hope the market needs to see a correction, and I would love to buy some buy some shares long term for stuff like DATS would be really nice. Let's see. Gonna look at. I would love to buy a position into Dats chat. Quantity. I'm gonna buy some shares on Dats real quick. Okay. CBRS looks like it has a bit more room. You look at CRVS. Do you think that Peter has a chance to get back to 17? Let's look at CRVS. CRVS. Oh, jeez. To CRVS, we have some resistance coming up, but I don't know what news this was, but yeah, we definitely have some room to run today. Yeah, it's actually quadruple. It's actually quadruple witching. Looks fine. We definitely look really overextended. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty volatile play, but it looks fine. We broke. What I'm just saying is make sure you're careful. Make sure your stop limit's at 356 because if it breaks out, we have a big gap down. But I don't really know intraday how we're gonna move. It looks pretty. I don't know. Looks pretty overextended. But your expect to get to $17 range. Oh, we can look. Definitely could. We have a lot of room up here, but I'm gonna be right back in a couple minutes. Give me 1 second, and then Lucid we'll talk about when I get back. Give me like 3 or 4 minutes. I need to use the restroom. All right, sorry, we are back. Get get some sleep, lol. Just bought more DATs. Think it will run up. What's up? What's up, Zion? No, I'm good without the sleep. I'm actually off today, so I can take a nap whenever I need to. Um, so I was just thinking while I was on the toilet. Along with swinging CEI, I think that I'm going to be swinging DATs and Wish from now on. So DATs and Wish, I think, are going to be. I'm going to start adding to a swing. I think they're going to double just like CEI did. So if you are looking for a new play, I'm going to. This is the word. I'm going to slowly get into both. So, but what I mean by slowly is, I might add $1,000, or I'm not going to go into. I'm going to add maybe 20-30% of my position today. Over the next week, I'm going to accumulate my position so I can get a better average. But yeah, DATs and what did I say? Wish. DATs and Wish. DATs looks really, really strong. We had that dip today. Great buy. Actually, pretty good buy right now. And then, yeah, so definitely going to be looking at DATs. And then Wish kind of broke out of that resistance line. I think Wish has a long ways to go up. So I'm going to be getting a position there. I think they're going to double, not as probably quick as CEI, but I have a good feeling that both of them eventually will double. I think DATS does hit 30 eventually. We have such a low float on that. There's a lot of things going for DATS, either being blockchain, Bitcoin related. So I'm going to be looking at those two plays to add to. CEI is still fine. We're having a pullback today. When we look at CEI compared to SPY, we look fine. I know SPY, we're having really, really choppy on SPY. So I think DATS, I don't know if DATS is going to run like immediately, but I think DATS has a good chance of being $20-$30 stock here in a few months. I like this stock. And also, what a pullback we had today too. So yeah, because we were up at 880, fell down. So definitely will be interested to see that. If you guys are joining in, welcome. If you have any questions, let me know. If you guys got good entries for any stocks, any questions like that. Sorry, I feel a lot better after doing that. So we are ready to go. I think I'm going to stream this whole market today. I'd really like to hit 300 subs. So if you enjoy the content, if you don't mind leaving a sub, would really appreciate that. And yes, I'm going to read some comments from everyone. I wanted to just say real quick, I redid some of my YouTube. If you go to my YouTube, and if you go to these playlists up here, I'm gonna start doing more. But this is I have the live video set up here, like single company DD, and then technical analysis, how to do support resistance. That is up there. So, $3 trillion worth of options expired today. Keep watch. Yeah. I don't know if 3 trillion. 3 trillion seems a lot, like maybe. Yeah, it's quadruple riching. It's quadruple. What's the word? Quadruple riching. So yeah, most definitely. Quadruple witching. And look, we're kind of starting to fall down out of here. But yeah, important to keep on note. Elon Musk was saying that China EV companies are going places because they are so motivated. What's his agenda? Didn't see that. I do like Neo though. I like a lot of man, and that's another one. If we want to have a controversial chat, is these China stocks. So we look at something like TAL Education, and we moved to $90 to 4.5. Just in all these China stocks, BABA has been cut in half. All these Chinese stocks, eventually, in my eyes, we're gonna see a pop, and when they pop, they're gonna pop big. So something like TAL, if we could get down to those like $4, these $4 ads, that's also another one. It's kind of a risky play because it's not gonna swing much each direction down here, but I think it's one of these, these China plays that are beaten down. You could wake up to be, maybe 100% runner. Not sure. But yeah, that is kind of what I'm keeping on watch as well. If you guys missed it, I'm gonna be starting to swing. Or my CEI swing went 100%. Not 100% now, about 80. But I think DATS and Wish are going to be the next swings to enter into. I like both. I really like Wish down at these levels as well. DATS have been consolidating for a bit. I actually bought some shares in $8.30, but definitely have some room to run on DATS. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I'm gonna take a look at APPS here. Yeah, Adder. This is why I keep saying Adder. Adder just keeps dipping and dipping. We have all that momentum. It's up a crazy amount. Once that momentum changes, we're going to see some more downside always. And that's with any stock in general. I mean, once we see that trend shift, there's usually some downside to follow. So it's always important to keep an eye on, just kind of how stuff is looking. Yeah, SPY, we're looking pretty heavy. We're back at 443. That 442 is another big level. So definitely need to keep an eye on that. This time of the year, states start to explore online betting. Are you swinging either Draftkings or Penn? I'm not. I think Penn is overvalued. Really, all it has is Dave Portnoy behind them. Don't really like Penn. I think it's overvalued. And DraftKings, I kind of like DraftKings, and actually, it's a pretty good place to buy up in these 59 levels. I just want to go. Let's just take a look right now at Draftkings Earnings. I don't know if I've actually. Thank you for the subs coming in. I appreciate it. When I want to look at the earnings always, and the earnings show me the big picture of things. So when we're looking at hypergrowth, which I'm good at, what I mostly look at is revenue. Revenue is up. Cash on hand is going up substantially. We look really, really good. My problem is that all these quarters we're missing in our EPS, which isn't too big of a deal, but that's profit per share. So our profit margin is not too much on DraftKings, but I mean, it's not going to be a lot of. So they're spending a lot of ads right now and not really seeing too much profitability. So that's my problem with DraftKings is companies like that. Like DraftKings, like I said, I'm a big into growth and their revenue. My problem with DraftKings is where do they make their revenue from? Maybe they make 1% on all wagers placed or something like that. But they have a lot of employees. They have a lot of people running their website. They have a lot of people promoting. So for me, it doesn't seem like it could possibly. I mean, I don't know. I could be wrong with my analysis. That's what I think, and I think the same with the companies like. This is why it's so much different from Apple. Like I guess with DraftKings, the one thing I do like is you can keep betting all the time. It's not like if that's your thing, I think DraftKings is the way to go. I just don't see too much upside from here. I know it's probably quite the analysis. I could be completely wrong. That's just how I look at it. I definitely do. I think DraftKings could have potentially a bright future just because it has all of that betting market. I think once they cut down on ad spending and they just let their name speak for themselves, I think they'll be fine. And that goes for Wish as well. I'm actually gonna pull up Wish right now, and because Wish has had a hard time. They've been spending on ads and really been unprofitable. So I'm curious to see if we can ever see them turn profitable. Once they do, they could be big because e-commerce usually trade 10 times its revenue, and I know Wish has like almost $1 billion revenue, and they're trading at like $3 billion. So, if you guys got any questions, let me know. So, let's just look at Wish earnings real quick. So year over the year, they are growing a little bit. It looks like about 30% of revenue year over year. They did miss a little bit on this, but not too bad. We're at a $2 billion market cap, and then my thing is $2 billion market cap, and then let's look at their revenue. Their revenue is $2 billion, so they really should be valued at $20 billion. So I just want you to look real quick. Let's look at Snap. Let's look at Snap earnings. To Snap earnings, they are really expanding year over year. But let's just look at Snap let's see if earnings call. I just want to see what their how much earnings they have. So they had $1 billion in revenue, and about $1 billion in revenue, and they're trading at 116 billion market cap. That snap. I feel like it should be a little bit more revenue than that. It should be close to about 5 billion, in my opinion. But anyways, with like e-commerce, okay, that's 2.5 billion, so a little bit more than Wish, but it's trading a lot more. So that's why I'm just think that Wish with the e-commerce platform has a long ways to go. Thoughts body. We'll look over there. That's just my thoughts though. CEI, that dip will probably get bottom up. Body. So when I'm looking at a stock, I want to see that we have higher highs. So what I mean higher highs, let's go to the 1 day. We have a higher high right here. Right? We have this low, but the next high is higher than that low. We have another one. So higher highs is pretty much this. It's really bullish for a chart, right? We're just making new highs, new highs. Here, we're just, for the last 6 months, we haven't been able to break out of this higher highs. So, what I think is that the only reason I'd be long-term on this stock is if we broke 8. What I'd like to see is we see a little bit of a pullback here. We push past 8, we base right behind it. If we can see another higher low, I'd be interested. But for a short term, not too much. You're going to have a lot of resistance up in this 728 to 797 level that I just don't know if we're going to be able to clear. And yeah, that's my biggest thing. I just don't know if we're going to be able to clear that resistance level. Usually when we're looking at the stock, when we're looking at stocks, we want to see those higher highs. Once those lower lows come into tact, it usually seems that stocks do not work well in that situation. So especially on the 1 day, that 1 day is going to show us a clear trend of how the stock is doing. We're going to want to make sure that we see that before we can join it. Yeah, CEI looks fine. I'm still holding till 2. It's hard to have CEI is fine. It's hard, to have a green day when, SPY is down quite a lot. Those major indexes carry down the whole market with them. So, for example, Palantir is also in the red, so I'm curious to see what we close out on Palantir. So yes, those indexes usually take down those stocks quite as well. I want to see Dash is actually bouncing up quite as well, but I want to see with SPY dropping, what we usually look for. Let me tweet this out, and then what we usually look for is when SPY drops, if we're going to see any further downside. There's this thing called the VIX. What the VIX does is it measures puts to calls on the SPY. So as puts go up, the VIX goes up. So it's called the fear index. So as people get more scared about the market, the number rises, and there's actually an instrument you can use called the UVXY, which is leveraged. Pretty much what that means is it moves more volatile, but it has the same move as the VIX. So VIX usually over 20 means that it can start to get volatile, and that's a really, really big pivot point. So what I'm thinking is if we can, let's look at SPY right now, and let's look at the VIX. So we have SPY right here. We're down a lot on the day, and then corresponding we have the VIX. And the VIX right now is at 1995, but if we can see a clear break at 20 on the VIX, UVXY should shoot up as well. So that's also a top play that I'm working for as well. And that VIX is also a key instrument to look at too. So we'll see if there could be any plays to be in there. Good morning. Thoughts on WKSP? We can look at WKSP. Don't know much about it. WKSP work spot. So long term, we're pretty overextended on this 1 day level. It seems to have a decent setup. For me, it looks like that we keep bouncing off of this line. We have these crazy run-ups and come down to this resistance line. So if you want to day trade this, sure. But if I was going to go long-term in this stock, I'd be looking to buy somewhere in these 6s. See if we can come, maybe we shoot up here. And then maybe we hit down here somewhere. Maybe in 2021, I'd be looking to buy like the high 6s. But yeah, for now, we usually, when we start to curl up, we see these huge plays. It looks like we hit 16 almost, so it could be good for a swing if history repeats itself, which it usually does. You guys got any questions, let me know. We'll answer those. Yeah, SPY. Ooh, SPY made a new low. So, yeah, SPY is getting interesting for sure. Tonu Cover is making a solar panel version. Yeah, we actually have, I keep forgetting, but I have HLBZ. I've been holding it all morning. Oh, wow. So I have HLBZ at this this 1650 level. Right here, right where I made this point. So I have it at 1646. So I've only been holding 100 shares, but that's still $500 profit. I'm actually gonna load up on E-Trade. So what I do is that we started to break out. I'm gonna sell some shares. I'll sell probably 25, and as we keep going up today, I'm gonna sell 25. So I'm gonna put 25 as a market order. Send that through. Got filled at 19.47 on my E-Trade. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna raise my stop loss up to this 1883 level, and we will go. So I'm gonna leave it at 1883. That way we're gonna profit at least $350-ish on this trade. Expert and SDC, we can look at both. So that's great trade. Congratulations if you followed me on that. Expertexpress.com. We can go to the 1 year. Look at this. Yeah. So Express looks like we're. I want to see the earnings on this, but for a long-term play, definitely intact. And actually, this is an interesting line for bulls. If you're gonna be a bull, this is actually not a bad spot to buy. Down at this support line at 567 and risking off 59 would be a great play. For stocks that have this long-term trend, I'm gonna look at the earnings. So let's go to Expert earnings. I'm gonna see that they're growing year over year. So year over year, we're growing. So we started to switch up on these last quarters. Looks like we're growing about 70%. The revenue's $2 billion, and we have a market cap. We're starting to beat earnings a lot. 2 billion revenue in Expert. Let's look at the stock. So let's look at the market cap. We're trading at a 300. Wait, we're trading at a 300 million market cap. That's pretty bullish. Hold up. $2 billion, 400 million market cap. Interesting. When did we IPO on this stock? Yeah, this stock is. I actually like this. We're starting to beat earnings. This might actually go into my long-term growth portfolio. Let me write this down. I like this. Long-term, I like this. Really, really good earnings. We're starting to shape up. These earnings are going to be key. But yeah, for a longer-term swing, that is a really, really good stock. I like that. What's up, Beast? I'm gonna write this down. This actually looks really good. This expert stock. Thanks for bringing that to my attention. Express.com, like that. And we'll be adding some shares in my IRA later today. And then we can look at STC. Yeah, that looks really, really good. If everyone saw how I kind of analyzed that growth stock, I stopped actually out of HLBZ, booked $350 of profit on the one trade I took today. SDC, we kind of, wow, look at this falling wedge. Classic. Once we can break this line, we should have some upside today, but you always got to respect the falling wedge. I'm not really too bullish about it, like I said, unless we can like make a higher high again. I mean, it still doesn't look good. We have a higher high. Just long term though, I just don't really know if we're ever gonna be able to. I don't know. If you were gonna enter today, I'd wait for this. We're starting to break over this. We'll see if we can. So yeah, we actually are breaking over, so not a bad time to add right here. We're going to start, since we broke over this line, we should see an upside. If you're going to enter, make sure that your stop loss is at 663. Could be a good entry today that we broke that falling wedge. Yeah, we broke that falling wedge. We should see some upside. Usually with that resistance, once we break that line, it put the bulls, usually we'll see, and then we use the low of the last low. So 16, what I would have done is I would have entered at 1672, use 663 as a stop loss, be a 1% risk. It's a very good risk reward play. even if it goes south. Good. Dash chat starting to pick up here again. We're at 8:30. I have Dash chat for a long-term swing. Should have added some this morning, but did not do that. That's okay. Yeah, SDC starting. I don't know on the 1 day, but definitely on this 1 minute time frame, we're starting to look pretty good. Like what we're seeing right here. That $7 is going to be a really, really big pivot point. By what I mean, when I say pivot point, what I mean is that it's going to be a big level for us to claim if we want to continue to move higher. So we'll see if we can hit that $7. Still looking pretty good though. If you guys are just in here, I really appreciate all the subs coming through. If you guys got any questions, let me know. We'll go ahead and answer those. Yeah, SPY's pretty heavy today as well, so definitely interesting that some of these names are keeping up. Names like APPS are looking really, really strong today. HLBZ looks really strong as well. I did stop out for about $350 of profit. I made about 30% on that trade, so that looks good. Tweeting out a couple things. If you guys got any questions, anything like that, let me know. Are those Apple calls? I know someone was asking me about 150 Apple calls. They could be looking right now. What I want to make sure is that SPY is going to bounce off. If SPY is not going to bounce up, those calls probably aren't going to do well. But I think it's a good risk reward, even for some SPY calls down here. I don't know if we're really going to move lower. Tomorrow is going to be tough. If we move down tomorrow, we're definitely going to be entering a bear market, in my opinion. Yeah, Lucid. Someone asked me about Lucid. Sorry, I didn't answer your question. Lucid looks fine. My problem with Lucid is if you're Lucid's it's going to be a longer term. I don't like Lenny. We'll look at Reed. I don't like any. My problem with Lucid is for a long term holder. You always got to look at earnings. It's not too basic. We look at Lucid earnings. We have. I'm sorry, but we have 170,000 of revenue for June. 300,000 for March, June. Like these numbers are pitiful, right? We decrease in revenue 50%. Net income is down. Our cash on hand. For some reason we wasted $250 million in the last 3 months. So I give it 2 more years before we run out of money before we need to do another offering. Earnings have sucked. Don't like it. Terrible. I hate to be. I'll just be blunt. Terrible. Lucid's terrible. Yeah, I get they make cool cars. That's cool. But when you're showing me that you make $70,000 of revenue, I make $70,000 in revenue. People, I don't. But like most people make around 70,000 if they have a college degree. Why is a company with employees not able to make $70,000? That is my thoughts. And my thoughts are they go through $250 million in a quarter. Longevity of the company, yeah, they have a cool car. Are they going to be able to produce? Are they going to run out of money soon? Are they going to need to do an offering? As an investor, these are all the questions you should ask yourself, especially with earnings like that. $70,000 should be like one car, in my opinion. They sold 5 cars so far? That's my problem with some of these EVs. They're very overvalued for what they are. I think Tesla's technology is so far above them that they're never going to have a chance of catching up, even with these electric companies like just say Ford trying to make them. So Lucid, Workhorse, all those companies I'm very bearish on. I know that they're trading at a high what's the PE ratio? But that's people really like them. They think that they're going to be the next Tesla, but in my opinion, when you have $70,000 of revenue, your company should be worth about a $250,000 company, not in the billions. Sorry, not to rant forever. EVLV. Thanks for the subs coming. I appreciate it. EV. We can look at EVLV. Bill Gates, Peyton Manning backed. Okay. Okay, again, I just wanted to make a point. I don't really care who it's backed up by, but let's just like that's cool that they're backed up by there. Maybe they'll have some more money, but nothing is going to catch up to Tesla. And when I look at here, okay, so we the revenue we beat by 31%, but we have $4 million of revenue. What was there to beat? And then EPS, we're losing money on our shares. So if we go back here, our cash on hand is key. We have 22 million. We've used half of our cash on hand. So we're gonna run out of money next quarter without doing an offering. And then that's my problem there. I mean, $4 million at least. At least we have some earnings, right? That's not terrible. But we do have $1 billion market cap off of 4 million revenue. I get it's backed by people, but it just doesn't make sense to me. Doesn't make sense. All right, let's look at Reed and then Any. Yeah, actually, Any's not too bad. I thought you meant something else. Let's look at Reed. Reed is starting to pop off of here. Possible double bottom kind of formed. We're starting a higher low. But I don't. The stock looks really, really beat up. Not really pretty curious. I mean, we have a lot of room up to $1, but pretty overextended. Not too interested in playing that. Animal Smith. Anyone who has some, I didn't mean to say any was bad. Smith. Anyone who bought into anyone was in the 2s and Julys. I just sold most of my shares in the 7s a couple days ago, and I just bought them back. I have 7K shares. We'll look at C. I like NEO for EV play, and it's a great price. 50% upside. Yes, NEO has 100% upside, in my opinion. We're going to go over that. The only reason I say we can look at the chart for Any, we've had our pops a few days ago, and right now I don't know how risky it is to get in. We definitely need to. We have a long ways to go down, but like I would buy personally in the 560s is where I would buy. Smile. Okay, let's look at Reed. Just looking for. Okay, you're looking for a day trade. It's pretty overextended. I'd wait for a pullback. I want to look at if you guys have. Okay, I'm gonna just show you what I mean by. Well, we're gonna look at C. So let's look at C. Chart does not look good, but chart doesn't always tell the story. Let's go to C. Earnings, and what I want to see is I'm not gonna invest in a company unless. It doesn't have earnings, so I can't really see here. So what I want to see in a company is that they're growing 100% year over year. I'd actually like to see 200%. So I go back to my APPS, which today is up 5%. Congrats! I know some of you guys have APPS with me. Our revenue every year goes up 100% year over year, if not more, about 150%. Our cash on hand, look at this. Our cash on hand every quarter jumps up. We actually got 50 million. Our cost of revenue is going down, and we've always beat earnings. Companies like this long term are going to do well. Let's go to XP. Or there's lots of growth stocks out there. So when I'm looking, all I want to see is that revenue is going up year over year a lot, because that means the stock's going to grow and the earnings are being beat. And then NEO is a different. We can look at NEO earnings. I do like NEO. NEO has a lot of potential. We have been consolidating for years now. But let's look at NEO. Year over year, wow, that was a huge jump. Year over year, we're growing at over 100%. We're beating all of our estimates. Look at this beat. Wow, huge beats coming up. So I look at this company and I say, okay, we have 8,000 employees. We're beating earnings always ways. I want to be invested in that company. NEO's riding this bottom support line. Really, really good spot to buy NEO. If you want to buy NEO, this is about the best spot you can buy, in my opinion. 37. I think in a year we'll see a lot of upside. So I'm actually going to buy some of my IRA tonight. NEO looks good at that 37 mark. That's what I can say. But yeah, like, and it's not to bash any company, you know. I could be totally wrong on some of these. For me, I want to see that companies are growing year over year. They're profitable. They're not losing too much money. You know, I definitely know for something like Tesla. You know, I didn't like Tesla because of that reason. So it's not. One second. So what I'm trying to say here is that, you know, sure, a company could do well, but if I'm gonna invest if I'm in a long-term investor, I don't really. if I can find a company that's growing 100% year over year, that has a healthy financial sheet, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to be excited when the stock dips because it's a buying opportunity. I'm not going to be scared that it's never going to recover. So something like EPPS, I'm so confident on that stock. If it dropped, if it kept, I'm going to add on every single drop. I'm going to add every month because I like the stock. So that's why, and because of earnings. So definitely, it's definitely, they coincide, right? Like, let's, for example, Neo. Like, why would I buy? This is the support line down here, and if I would have bought, right here, didn't wait for the support, I could be down. Even though the earnings are good and the company's solid overall, we use technicals to get better entries, find stop losses, price target, stuff like that. But we use, excuse me, we can use financials and stuff like that to find the longevity of a company. So they both coincide and they're used for different reasoning. For example, I'm not going to be really day trading Apple. So, I'm going to look more to the financials for something that's a little bit more volatile, like APPS or maybe Neo. I might be looking at the technicals so I can get the best entry for my dollar. And same thing with Apple. You can still use to get better entries. So, yeah, and it's pretty easy to find financial stuff too. Just make sure their cash on hand is increasing. Make sure their revenue's up 100% year over year, or more. I've seen some crazy stocks that are like 500% year over year, which is crazy. If you guys have not done so, if you guys go to, if you guys are just tuning in, sorry, we're just gonna look at something real quick. If you go to Twitter, televised, my link is in the bio. If you come down here, okay, so we go here, we go to M1 Finance. I've already done all the hard work, so I have all my favorite growth stocks in here. That my favorite stocks in here. So if you, let's just look at a random one, DMTK. Okay, let's go to D. I've done lots of research on all of these growth stocks. I like all of them. If we look here on this one, we're going over, about 150% a year. We're beating earnings. I don't look at EPS too much, but revenue we're beating year over year. Let's look at Alarum earnings. Alarum every year we are okay, I don't know. Okay, this stock is because then year over year we're still growing a lot. Our net income is up a lot. You also want to look at the income as well. Not as much as I thought actually, but we're beating earnings every year. Look at these huge beats on Alarum. Let's look at CMBM earnings. CMBM. I have all these in my growth portfolio. Look at this. Year over year, we're growing about 50%, and we're always beating our earnings. So looking for stocks, like, they don't have to be 100%, but if they're if they're beating year over year, they're gonna do well in the long term. SDC making another higher low right here. Looks pretty good to the human eye. Let's close that out. If you guys got any questions, let me know. And I want to say that APPS is performing very well today, and I'm proud of it. I'm proud of the little stock. Looks good. Let's go ahead and take a look at CEI again. See, bulls are always everyone's dip buying on this. SPY looks really bad. We're starting actually another bear flag, looking for the next leg down. Let's go ahead and look. Let's go over and pop over to the VIX. VIX, we're trying to base over 20. I'm actually going to do this, and I'm going to take some UVXY equities. What we're going to do is we're going to coincide the VIX with this. So I'm going to buy some. This is going to be a riskier play, but we're going to buy 500 shares. Let me load up my E-Trade. I'm going to load up 500 shares on a market buy. I want to see what okay. We definitely have some room to come up on the 5-minute or in the 15-minute. So I'm going to add actually 200 shares as a starter. like I said, we have another bear flag forming. So we're gonna do 200 as a starter, looking to add some more. Okay, I'm gonna put that in. See if we can get sold here. I'm gonna wait for a second for market. We're gonna do a market order. All right, so we got filled here at 22.51. So I got mine at 22.51. I'm gonna keep this over here so we know my entry. That's for 200. I want to see this rising. I'm gonna use the VIX indicator. We're gonna put two charts. I'm gonna use the VIX indicator. If we drop below 20, that's gonna be for. If we drop below 20, I'm gonna be looking to exit this position. So we're at 20.1. Probably about 19 I'd exit, but I think we could have some more downside here. So we're going to go back over here to the 1 minute, and then we can use these two to coincide with each other. And we can use SPY as well. I know that's so we're using 3 charts to look at one chart. Pretty interesting sometimes. But if that makes sense for you guys, why we do that. So I'm interesting to see if we can get a pop on this UVXY. If we break down again, potentially. Okay. AA metals, you have to give me the ticker. Oh, wow. HLBZ. Yeah, I mean, I had to. Oh, wow, you guys saw me trade. Look at this perfect bull flag forming as well. I'm about to break out of here. Looks really, really good. I made a lot of profit on this this morning. I sold out right here. It was pretty stupid, but I wanted to lock in some profits. So yeah, it looks good so far. Also, these UVXY calls are gonna, or these UVX. So yeah, it looks really good. We're at the bottom support line of this wedge. If we break down, we could see some further side on the UVXY. Yeah, HLBZ does look good. Oh, thanks for all the subs coming in. You guys know I always appreciate it. Man, I'd love to make streaming full time, or be able to get monetized. So I really appreciate all the subs coming through. It means a lot. We'll see what UVXY. So I'm holding UVXY. It's a very pretty safe play here. Will players stops pretty tight. Not gonna lose a lot, but could potentially gain a lot more. So, definitely a great play to do. Really excited. I think we're gonna make a lot of money on these UVXY equities. We're probably gonna be swinging them. Looking like we're trying to break down on this SPY. 1 minute. We'll see if we can break down. Yep, looks like we're about to break out of UVXY as well. Looks good. Yeah, HLBZ looks really, really solid too. Like I wish I had kept some shares, but we all wish we could have kept some shares sometime. But we'll see what the UVXY pulls for us. Still not up for the SPY being down almost 1%. UVXY is still not up as much as I would imagine. So there's another chance so I think we should see some downside right here. We're just filling in this bear flag, waiting for the when we consolidate either way, what it's doing is it's waiting for the EMAs to catch up. So moving average, when we're consolidating forever, the moving averages are just catching up to the stock. Once they catch up, they can do whatever they want, but that's why we consolidate, is so the moving averages can stack up. Ooh, damn, that is brutal. I want you guys to look at why I don't hold bio stocks. This is why I don't hold bio stocks. And I'm going to show you guys. This is absolutely the most brutal thing I've ever seen. Hold up. Let me look. This stock looks like it's down $100 today. Is it not? It's called DNA. It says it's down $82. Guess. Okay. Interesting, to say the least. It says on Stock Twitch. Stock Twitch has been kind of bugging all day. We don't want a weekly on this chart. Yeah, these low float SPACs have been going crazy though. Making new highs right now. Looks good. Oh, our UVXY is starting to pay off as well. So if you guys got any questions, if you're just tuning in, let me know. We'll answer those up. HLBZ is starting to look good. Look good. HLBZ 23. Yeah. Palantir. Let's look at Palantir. Yeah, we're going to make sure we want to hold this 28 level. If we can't hold this 28 level, this 27 level is going to be next. I want SPY to break down for me. I want SPY to... I have a lot of shares right now in UVXY, so if SPY wants to go down, it's a great time. Did a ticker change from SRNG. Oh, okay. Makes sense. Thank you. Thank you. Well, say down 90% is pretty steep. I've seen stocks down about 90%. I remember TurX went down $100 to $6, and then I bought it at 6, and it went back to 12. Sold it, and then it dumped back to 4. Could make a lot of money off them. Surprised we're not seeing a lot of puts come in on the UVXY. I'm surprised with this drop. We'll see. I don't know what my target is for UVXY yet. I just know that I'm not really looking at my target. I'm just trying to play my risk because UVXY can drop really quick or it can rise pretty quick as well. So looks like we're starting to see SPY wanting to head lower as well. Yep, there's that. HLBZ needs to hold that 22 level. If you guys are tuning in, you guys got any questions, let me know. We can answer those. Other than that, we look pretty well. Hopefully that SPY can break down. I hate bio stocks too. I don't like bios. I like BCRX. BioCrest. It's the only bio I like. Only bio I've really ever liked, and the only one that I hold. I hold a lot of BCRX. BioCrest. I do actually own a lot. But all the other bios I just don't do. Ugh. I know you're sub $1 and just letting it ride like Zach and laid back. Got my kids' college tuition riding on $2 target. Justin, what plays me on? I'll tell you here in a second. 47. I don't really like to hear that your college kids are riding on it, but I still am going to hit for 2. I think that when I hit 2, I'm going to sell half out. I think we will hit 2. Right now we made some money on HLBZ here. I bought down here this morning and we sold up here. Made about $400 on that. I'm swinging some UVX. I got some UVXY, just some stock equity. I'm looking for some further downside on SPY. We're going to risk off VIX as 20. And then that's what we're in right now. I also am starting a play. Give me one sec. All right. I'm also looking. Can you close the door? All right, I'm also looking to take a position into DATS chat and Wish. Sorry about that. That's my next swing I'm gonna do. Half it too. Yeah. What happened next to SDC? The right over just beginning. I didn't like SDC too much. But what I'm gonna say is that I like these UVXY equities that we just did. We actually, if you guys are in here, you guys, I know a lot of you guys, we did just an important lesson on growth stocks. If you go to my Twitter in the link in bio, I have my 20 favorite growth stocks that grow like 100% every year. They're really, really good. But yeah, look at that. We have a new low. UVXY is looking like we can make some new highs. We did buy some UVXY. Where did we buy UVXY? We bought UVXY in this 22.49 level. see what happens here. But yeah, I'm gonna start a position on Datch Chat and Wish here coming up. So over the next week, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna initiate a position. So I'm gonna buy probably 20% today, and then maybe 30%, and we're gonna keep averaging so we get a better share. But yeah, Wish and Datch is gonna be my new swing. And then yeah, some of my long-term companies have been doing really good today. I know a lot of people in here on Lptx Digital Turbine. A lot of people are on that. That's doing really well. So yeah, we're doing pretty good today. 1-for-1 on the HLBZ trade. The market's pretty choppy today, so I'm not gonna be trading too much. I know someone asked me about Apple calls at 150. The calls are going to be hard. You want to make sure that SPY doesn't go down, but it could be a good risk reward down here if SPY does bounce. I don't know if SPY is going to bounce, that we look pretty heavy, and I'm also hedged against with UVXY equities. If you guys got any questions, I'll answer any of them, drop them, any tickers, pretty much do whatever. Making some new highs on UVXY. Depending on what the market does today, there is a good chance that the SPY absolutely rips back today into everyone's face, and it's up on the day. So I'm gonna make sure that I play these UVXY calls very safe, or equity, since I'm already up money. Thanks for all the subs coming in, really appreciate it. And I know some people talk to me about Lucid. I already did that ramble. I can do another Lucid ramble if anyone wants. ADN, take a look at it. Okay, we can look at ADN. What's your take on ARK? Okay, that's a good one. So as you guys can tell, I'm very hyper growth oriented, and Kathy Wood is also very oriented. We're both very bullish. Don't like ADN chart right here. We are making a higher low. If I was gonna buy, I would risk off 732, but no more than that. So me and Kathy are very bullish on a lot of the things. I know she gets the market well. She understands. But yeah, let's take a look at ARK. I actually have lots of ARK in my IRA. Let's go back over to ARK. And I think they have ARK F, ARK G, ARK W, couple more. So what I was hoping for ARK is that we are looking really, really good. Let's for the next move up, we have Tesla doing really well as well. So if we draw these lines at the top, let's connect them to the bottom. Looks good right here. And then we'll connect these. We'll start right. We'll start right here. So we are potentially looking, we've kind of been, which we call as we've been waving it. See, look at this. SPY's ripping again. We're getting really, really tight into this coil right here. I wouldn't be surprised if we see some upside, but right now is a good time to buy. I like ARK long term. I think that's going to triple in the next 10, probably 5 years. Yeah, really, really, really like ARK. I think ARK is a great play for long term. Really excited to see what Kathy Wood does with her fund in the next few years. And also, I'm really, really bullish on genomics. And ARKG already has. I don't know much about bio. I suck at buying bio stocks. Whenever I buy a bio, they always get offerings. They tank 1,000,000%. So, ARKG is another one that she can do that for me, which I really like. I've been holding on to ABBV since 90, but for the cash I could free up, is it worth holding on to? When you're looking on holding on to, SPY is ripping a bit. We'll see what happens here. I still am about on my average. I think we'll see a bigger dip here. Let's go ahead and look at ABBV. So when we look at ABBV, let's go to 1 year, 1 day. So ABBV looks pretty solid long-term wise. We had this nice drop off, but let's go ahead and look at ABBV earnings. So for something like this that has a positive uptrend, we want to look at earnings. So let's go to ABBV earnings. So year over year, we're actually growing pretty well, 50%. Our cash on hand has also been increasing a lot. Cost of revenue looks good. We're beating every quarter. Stock looks pretty healthy. It is a big market cap, and it is on a laboratory. So it looks pretty good. I think there could be some potential to make more, but it looks pretty solid in my opinion so far. Pretty good company. Any ideas time frame to rally with Greed with Spirit before the epic reverse merger price drop? I like how you said that, epic reverse. Okay. Also, I want to see SPY not make a higher low. I'd have to exit out on my position here for like a 1 cent loss. If SPY makes another higher low, we'll see. I still think we're still see some downside here. GREE. I don't like GREE. I'll show you why. Stocks that are in a downtrend usually tend to make a downtrend, right? So we already at $37. I don't see anything positive about this so far. It's pretty overvalued in my opinion. Not really looking for an entry unless we see a clear reversal, which I have not. Thanks. Yeah, you're welcome. I'd like to see some breakdown on SPY. Hopefully we're not forming another flag. If so, we'll see. If I have to lose on UVXY for a few cents, that's okay too. I think potentially we still see some more downside. Probably play it out through the day. Yeah, with all these plays that go up crazy, trends usually follow each other, right? So like if it stock's in an uptrend, it's going to usually stay in an uptrend. If it's in a downtrend, it's usually going to stay in a downtrend. Stocks are going to go higher than you expect, and they're also going to go lower. So what I say by that is everyone has been here with me where we say, okay, we're going to sell here, and it goes up another 30%, and you say, crap. Same thing with buying down low. A lot of the times it ends up, just keeps going down and down. So until you see a clear reversal, I don't want to buy. So that's my problem with that. Man, UVXY is starting to look heavy, but I'm gonna, like I said, we'll play VIX of 19, but still doesn't look too bad. UVXY. I just don't want it to rally. Merville. Thank you, Mitz, for the sub. I appreciate it. Okay. You say you want to look at Merville. What is this? Marvel Technologies. Okay. This is a nice looking graph. COVID lows of 40. It's not very attractive for growth. I wonder if it pays a dividend. We'll have to look at that. Let's look at MRVL stock. Okay. Looks like it's gonna have to pay earning. Okay, it pays 0.5%. And then let's look at the earnings. My problem is it's like it almost doesn't beat SPY, but I think long term it is a good hold. Let's look at the earnings. So year over year we're growing about we're only growing about 12% year over year, which makes sense. Our revenues usually are, so it's a pretty solid company for long term. It looks like it holds up pretty well. I'm just okay. Actually, I take back what I say. Yes, I think it's good. I think it's really, really good long-term hold. Which year is this? In 18, we were at about $14. Yeah. Looks like a really good company for long-term. Diddy Root. All right, we can look at Diddy, Mike. This is my first time holding stocks to reverse merger split. Shall be the last time for me. Thanks for the insight. Yeah, you're welcome. I'm not gonna I know a lot of people for the subs you're just gonna be like, oh, it's gonna blow up, but if a stock doesn't look good, I'm just gonna tell you it doesn't look good. And also I can be totally wrong. That has happened. Diddy, it's the ride share, owns the most ride share in China. Not gonna buy anything China ever again. China sucks, and the problem with China is the government can do whatever they want, and my problem is Alibaba's down 50%, Tao's down 90%. Any China stock right now is not attractive. I know the prices look good, not gonna buy. Don't want to look at Adder. I don't like Adder. It's been falling. I don't want to catch a falling knife. Root, I know that's a short squeeze. Doesn't have a lot of anything back in the company. Now, also, when you're telling me a stock, this time frame matters as well. Root looks pretty bad on the 1 day. Lower low, lower low, lower low, lower low, lower low, lower low. Nothing too great coming out of that. Let's see when we look at financials for it. Yeah, it does not look good. Down about 10 cents on the UVXY equities. That's okay. I still like it for a swing. Again, I'm going to say this again. So, for Wish. Okay, for Wish. Let's say we have everyone and their mother saying how Wish is going to pop, right? A long time ago. So I just want to go back to this chart and look. And we probably look at the one. This trend was that we could not break this support line. Look, all the way $32 to $6, we have what we call a rising wedge. We haven't broken that pattern. Look, lower low, lower low, lower low, lower low, lower low, lower low, gap down. Until we can break this pattern, this thing can still go down to $3. So until we have a clear trend reversal, I never want to buy a stock. That's why I say that. Same thing with and I like it's hard with Chinese stocks too. They're all on a discount, but there's usually a reason stocks are on a discount. We do have a nice double bottom setup right here. Possibly see some upside, but there's a reason why I don't buy China. And actually, UVXY is holding up really, really strong. We've had this really nice comeback on SPY, and UVXY is still staying relatively so. I will risk off 22.14 on UVXY. I'll put that as a stop loss. If I lose, I'll lose maybe about $30. So I said I had a good risk reward on UVXY, so I entered. Still think we could see some further downside, but I'll use that as a risk off level. It still looks like SPY's in a bear flag as well. Thanks for all the subs coming in. I appreciate it. Really, really appreciate all the subs. It means a lot. Love to hit 300 today. It would mean the world to me. If you guys got any questions, let me know. Yeah, HLBZ looks pretty solid. If you guys if you want to see a ticker up on the screen, let me. I have 4. Tell me if you guys like the 4 tickers, if it's too much, and if you guys want to see a ticker, I'll throw one up there so you guys can watch it. And I mean, Root looks solid today. And someone asked me about Root, maybe for a day trade or swing, but if we're talking long term, no, not for me. But also, I don't know. I really like technology, so I'm bullish on technology. Maybe some of you guys are into AI for work. Maybe you guys are into 3D printing and you think it's going to change the world. So your world experience shape how you view stocks as well. So like for me, I'm not bullish on 3D printing. My uncle, on the other hand, has a 3D printer. He works in that field. He's really bullish about it. He owns a lot of 3D printing stuff. Whatever. So also that's important to keep in mind. You know, people are bullish for stocks for different reasons, and you know they're valid to have that opinion. You know, I don't know much about AI. I don't know much about 3D printing. So why should I be up here telling you guys if if 3D printing is good? I don't know a lot about electric vehicles. So all these EV companies that I'm bearish on, maybe you guys have a better outlook on the company. But for me, it's just pure financials. But financials in the graph kind of play the picture for the stock. But you know, emerging companies, stuff like that, over the counter stocks could play a different story as well. So that is also important to keep in mind as well. Okay, I'm in on Wish from a bit back, average 744. That's pretty good. What would you consider good? We'll look at Wish. What do you think of Ride? Recent dilution for HUT. Any long-term effects? Let's talk about dilution. Let's talk about Wish first, and then we'll talk a little bit about dilution. Why dilution is pretty much bad overall. I'm looking for an entry on Wish because we broke this long-term resistance line. I'd risk off $6.18, and anywhere in an entry here is pretty good. So let's talk about SPY is going down. So let's talk about dilution real quick. So let's say that I own all of the gold. Let's just say there's 100 golds in the world. And by golds, there's 100 gold bars. 100 gold bars are worth one gold bar. Their value is worth a gold bar. Now, let's say that I introduce 50 more gold bars into the to the market. Those 100 gold bars are going to be worth, in theory, 50% less because there's 50 more. There's half as more, so it should be worth half as less each gold bar, or actually 33%. Whatever. With the dilution, when they're making more shares and then giving it out to a company. So when they're making more shares, they up the market cap because they're making more shares at that price, and it also makes your shares worth less in reality. So there's a couple reasons a company might dilute their stock. One is because the most common reason is they're out of money. A company is not going to dilute unless they need it. So if their cash on hand gets to zero, they're near bankruptcy, they're going to dilute their stock. Another bio companies, let's always dilute their stock a lot because unless they finally make that vaccine, they're going to make money. And to make that vaccine costs a lot of money. CI is starting to curl up. So bioceuticals have them all the time. That's why I don't buy bios. But so generally, in my opinion, they're bad. I know Tesla's had a couple in the past just for funding and stuff like that, for advertisement. So it depends what it's for, but generally for these lower cap stocks, it's usually a bad thing because it usually is going to tend to mean that they need money right now and they're typically bankrupt. Yeah, that's my stance on that. DAT2 virtual meetings coming this month. Catalyst, yep. Mervil, I said I really like Mervil long term. The company looks really good. So yes, Hut. And also, if a stock jumps up and they dilute it, which means that they think that the value's worth less, and that's why they're diluting it up there. Ride Buck the B of A downgrade. DATs I really like. I'm going to start a swing and wish in DATs here today. Ride. I don't like Ride. Also, we're starting UVXY's equity is starting to heat up. Ride. I know. No, Kathy likes Workhorse. My problem with Ride is I'm going to give everyone. We're just going to do this real quick. We're going to go to Ride earnings. We have no revenue. We have zero revenue. Cash on hand, $620 million. We're burning $100 million every quarter. We have no revenue. We're missing on our EPS. Terrible company would never buy. Bankrupt to Ride. And the crazy part about it is it was all the way at $31 one time, and what is their market cap? It's embarrassing. With no revenue, we have a 1.2 billion market cap. If you're gonna invest in Ride, I have my PayPal donation below, so you guys could just rather hit that. Workhorse proven vehicles, yeah. Workhorse does have some proven vehicles, which I do like. That's different. Still an ugly chart. Same story though, right? We're gonna run out of money soon. We're gonna probably run out of money. I know Workhorse has, okay, at least we have some revenue. At least we have a car. What's like on cash on hand? 80 million, 46 million, 205 million, 156. So we still have a lot of cash on hand to deal with. Looks pretty decent for Workhorse. I'm still not bullish on the long term about it. TMC, any thoughts? Sapphire People and Wall Street bets on it. Short interest 60%. Let's go over to TMC. We can look at TMC. TMC looks okay. It's still kind of trading in this range. I would not be a buyer until 831. Would be where I'd kind of buy. Not really. I don't like it too much. Thoughts on AA and Erdem. Let me shut my door 1 second. Okay. So you want to look at AA and Erdem. Okay. Oh, look at SPY. AA stock, okay. Nice, really nice graph. Like I said, I might want to see it come down here. I'd love to buy some in these 40 levels to low 40s. Very healthy graph. One of the healthier graphs I've ever seen. Let's go to AA earnings. AA looks really good. Just the graph. I'm sure that. Okay. We need to look at the. Okay. So we have. Come in. You can come in. AA looks pretty good. It doesn't really. The net income is up a lot, but we don't have a lot of revenue. Over the last couple months, we've started to get a lot of revenue. We beat huge beats on our EPS and revenue as well. So not it's not the fastest growing company, but long term it looks really really good. I like that. I don't like SDC and then Erdem. So yeah, that looks good and not as much revenue as I want to see. I I want to see I want to see revenue up 100% year over year in my opinion. Um, it's gonna be about the same story. There's not gonna be a lot of revenue. I can already tell by the graph. But still, pretty solid play. Earnings. So I'm gonna already assume that, right? Yeah. So we're growing about 6% a year. We're beating EPS a lot, which means it's pretty good. But when I'm talking about what I want to see in earnings is I really want to see like 200%, 140. I really want to see big numbers like this. Oh, congratulations! If you took UVXY equities with me, we have a new low. Looking great. Mitsuri, thank you guys for all the subs coming in. I appreciate it. Looks like we hit almost 23 on UVXY. I know we're at money on these UVXY calls, but what I'm saying is like these things can go south really, really quick. So SPY could definitely just tear us apart. Nice on CEI. We're starting to get some movement here. It looks good. I know some of you guys dip out at 1.66. Those are starting to look good. DAX also looks good. We had a nice run up this morning, consolidating back down. UVXY is doing good as well. Got into DMX 16 3D printing on for a while. I had to hang on for a while. 3D printing is going to be in a big hole. 3D printing will come back one day. Yeah, we're reaching some new lows on SPY. Looks good.
I text my corporal. Is like, hey, do you have all the stuff done? And I'm like, no.
Oh, what the heck? All right, reclose my door.
And I need my CAC reader because like I have to use.
Yeah.
I have to use this to get in.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and who the fuck has one of those?
All right, we close. See you later.
CEI is starting to look good, right as I say. Stuff it goes up. Yes, you guys are welcome. Any other questions, let me know. Yeah, SDC, I said I don't like SDC. Yeah, SPY is going to start trending here. Making new lows on SPY, almost down. I want to see that UVXY pop a bit. UVXY could pop a bit, that'd be totally sick. Yeah, that IPHA, remember we went like $6 to 12, now back down to 7. Pretty rough day if you bought IPHA at the top, but Lucid, Lucid looks like we're about to, man, I would love to short Lucid right here. Looks like we have a triple top. Yeah, DATS chat, we're down back at 794, so I'm going to be looking to add some DATS here in these. If you're looking to add DATS, down here would probably be a pretty good level. This 7.99. I honestly would like it to go a little bit lower, but we can definitely see about that. If you guys are just tuning in, you guys got any questions, let me know. We'll go over those. Just don't ask me to go over AMC. No, actually, AMC has been very interesting. It still surprises me that AMC hasn't dropped down at all. It's still like relatively staying pretty high. Maybe it's gonna become a blue chip stock. We'll see. Okay, and also, okay, that's good. CEI looks good. Euro closed. I don't know what Euro close means.
Barry. We'll look at Barry. If you guys are tuning in, welcome. If you got any questions, let me know. Barry Global Group. It's going to be the same story here. We don't have a lot of growth. I can just tell by the graph. Let's go ahead and look at this real quick. Go to Barry Earnings. So Barry, oh come on, no, it's not what I want. Barry Earnings, okay. It's not giving me it. What the heck is this? So we're beating, beat our earnings well. We are increasing every quarter, but our growth, our EPS, is staying pretty good. Yeah, just not a lot of growth, but everything else looks healthy. Long term could be a good play. Short swing trade DATs. No, I'm trading. I'm gonna swing DATs for the longer term, 20 to 30. It'd be what I'd like to. Might take a while. Will take a while. But DATs and Wish might be. I don't know. That's what I'll be looking at. I'm surprised UVXY hasn't jumped as much. I'm still up about 50 cents on each share, but was hoping to see a bigger move. I always like to see that bigger move. But if you guys are tuning in, welcome. If you guys got any questions, any stuff like that, shoot it my way. We can answer. I appreciate everyone being here. 40 viewers is awesome. And for the subs as well. Love to get monetized. If I can get monetized by October, by my birthday, that'd be sweet. If I get monetized by my birthday, I would love that. Yeah, sure. Yeah, Lucid. I know someone asked about Lucid. I don't like Lucid. All these EV companies, their earnings are absolutely terrible. They're making like $70,000. I can go into it again if you really want me to, but not the look. And then yeah, we have UVXY at 2250. Looking to see. I was hoping that we'd see, if we see another 0.5% drop, if we could see a bigger move. UVXY should be up a lot more on this small move. So I'm curious to see what we close. I might hold it for a longer term move. Maybe swing UVXY. Problem with swinging UVXY is if the market goes up crazy tomorrow, like it has, it's been going back and forth, could be down on the money on that. So we'll see how we close. If we definitely close pretty bearish, if we close below like 440 or something, we'll definitely hold those into tomorrow. It is playing UVXY is hard though. Just shall see. Someone asked me about BBIG. I told you I'm out of BBIG at 975 unless we can like reclaim 9 or 10. Not too interested. And same with support.com. It's still in that downwards pattern. Don't really want to risk anything there. Take on cybersecurity. HLBZ is still running. Let a few bucks in it, and wow, percent is still running. Left a few bucks. Oh, did you play HLBZ with me today? Did you know? Did you play HLBZ with me today? Congrats if you did. Yeah, it is running. I sold out, but I made some good profit. I didn't know you played that with me. Congrats. Why do I feel in cybersecurity? I feel like the market caps are still a little big. I do like cybersecurity. I think Snow's the best one. I did end up buying some at about 250. Do like this. My favorite one is so I like Snow. Snow's really good. And then Net. I have Net down at $40 actually. I have Net down at $40. This is one of my bigger plays. Yeah, so I bought Net kind of in this big run up. So I'm up about a lot on Net. So I'm not crazy bullish about it, but I have made a lot of money off of Net, which I like. Made crazy amount. I think I put $1,000 into Net. Yeah, CEI is starting to curl up as well. Did well, thank you. Yes, just a couple $100 though. Damn, it's a couple $100. That's great. I wish I had a couple $100.
No, that a couple $100 is great. Yeah, congrats if you played HLBZ. I know some people are swinging UVXY with me. We'll see. Yeah, it's not popping like I thought. Stay with Lptx. Took a small position with you a few days ago. Lptx. I'll give you some advice here, Lptx. Lptx doesn't look bad for a longer term swing. Actually, Lptx is starting to break over this resistance line. We could start to move up a little bit. Doesn't look too bad. Right here looks kind of ideal for bulls. If anyone's gonna take any FTFT pop, we'll look at FTFT. If you guys are gonna take any advice from me, the best advice I can give, and I'm gonna say it one more time. If you guys go to my Twitter, if you guys are looking for some really good quality long-term companies, and a lot of these companies that people have mentioned today that I've looked at, that AA look good. A lot of these growth companies, APPS is gonna be my favorite growth company. So let's look. I don't know where to find it, but if you go to my Twitter, the link in bio, I have all my favorite growth stocks. We'll look at GREE, but yeah, all those growth stocks are good. APPS. For these day trades are a little bit more risky. We'll have to see. All right, let's look at GREE. Greenwich. Yeah, I don't like GREE. That's support.com. Not until it makes a clear trend reversal. Until then, not liking what I see. Also, I'm going to start swinging DATS. I think DATS chat is going to be really, really good. It's going to be one of my bigger winners. I think it's going to be a big winner coming up as well. And I'm going to start swinging Wish as well. So, thanks for all the followers on Twitter. Thanks for all the subs coming in. Just going to try to hit 300 today. I'm going to stream the whole market. So, see if we can get hit our numbers. Do you guys got any other questions? Let me know. See, yeah, it looks good. Looks like we're gonna hopefully push back up. UVXY, we'll see. Hoping UVXY will pay me a little bit. I have a lot of shares. I have like 400 shares or 200 shares on UVXY right now. Definitely have the potential to move up. I'm just surprised with SPY being down this much that we haven't seen a bigger pop. Yeah, if you take HLBZ, I made about 30% today, so pretty happy on that. Yeah, SPY doesn't look good, but the UVXY equities are looking good. And then let me look. Yeah, I'm gonna start an APPS or DAT swing today. I'm gonna average in though, so when I mean average in, I'll probably buy half my position today, maybe 40-30%, and then we'll see. I also really, really appreciate everyone being here. I really would like to quit my actually, I'm not going to talk about that, but I would like to quit my job if we got monetized. That'd be pretty sick. But I appreciate everyone being here. If you guys got any questions at all, just post them down below. I'll answer those for you guys. I've also, if you guys have any good growth stocks that you want me to look at, I love looking at growth stocks. I'm huge into growth. Actually, hypergrowth. Hypergrowth is 100% or more every year over year. So I like hypergrowth stocks. I do like growth stocks too. And an interesting one, I know a lot of you guys are in long term, and I know Jonathan, if you're here, I know Jonathan likes some of these, but Square, AMD, and NVIDIA are some of my favorite growth stocks as well. So there's a lot of opportunity. These growth stocks are growing 30-40% a year. If you get a good basket of growth stocks, you pick some out well, you look at earnings, you have the potential of making some really, really good money year over year. SND. I don't really like Root. Not too fond about that swing. I know it has some momentum, but we'll look at Root, and then we'll look at SND. So Root, I know we've been trending. We did pretty good today. With Root, I would not risk more. If you were gonna swing, I would risk 580, no more than 580, and I would try to get in somewhere around here. But yeah, 580 is gonna be your set in stone risk loss, and let me explain. I need to start explaining stuff better. Right now with root, we've had a higher low, kind of a higher low, but if we dip below this low of the last low, maybe even 556, not going to be looking too good. And by S&D, I assume you mean S&DL, but we'll look at S&D. Okay, smartsand.com. Looks pretty good. Actually, looks really good. Nice long-term trend on here. And actually, if you're a bull, this spot what I'd want to buy is right here at 220, and I'd want to risk off 2.5. Looks really, really good long term. I want to look at these financials of the company real quick, but it looks like a pretty good long term hold. Let's go to S&D earnings. S&D earnings. Okay, S&D year over year, we're still not growing too much. Surprised why it's up so much. Actually, the graph looks really good, but we not any really good earnings. Our cash on hand went up, so we must have done an offering, but not the best stock for sure. Yeah, it doesn't look awful either, the graph, but the earnings, I wouldn't really want to be in a company like that long term. That's just me. Let's see. Oh my goodness, I hate when stuff doesn't work. I want the 5-minute time frame. I want you to zoom out. No, stop. There we go. Sorry about that. Sam worth messing with. Is that Sam Clubs? I don't know. Boston Beer Co? Nah. Actually. Nah. Hold it. Wait, this was really at a $1,300 this year. We have really, really good support at this 500 level. Could be worth a swing at 500 or now. Let's see what I know. They gapped down off of earnings. I don't know if I mean, they really are growing pretty quick. Their cash on hand, 157. They're keeping a pretty healthy cash on hand. Last earnings, they really didn't miss by that much. A lot of these companies missed, but previously they have. I actually like this company. Just looking at this, looks pretty good long term. Surprised it's down so much off of those earnings. Really, really good risk reward at this 500 level for a swing upwards. Risk off 480 and look for higher highs. We've been hopefully we curl up, but wow, yeah, that actually looks really, really good. Is worth messing with. Is Nokia. You're gonna have to give me ticker symbols. Thanks Bob Jones for the sub. Biggery. You're gonna have to give me a ticker. I know it's like NKA. But yeah, wow, Sam looks good. I actually like those levels. Might be looking for a potential swing on that, or a long-term hold would be the other question. I like that. Berkshire Grey Inc. What is this? Nice and bullish golfing candle. We have a gap to fill up to 852. Don't know the news, but don't really like the chart either. I don't know what their IPO was. Some of these IPOs dip off the rip and do really good later. Nice bullish engulfing. We have a gap to fill up to 850. Doesn't look bad. I don't know much about the company. But yeah, I actually like that. Who mentioned that? AJ, you did. Yeah, I actually like Sam down here. I mean, if you just like, this is the weekly graph too. Good risk reward. The earnings weren't that bad. They got over. Yeah, I'm surprised. Sophie Nuke. I'll look at Nick. Let's talk about SoFi for a second. So I actually downloaded SoFi, and I really, really like all the things SoFi has to offer. SoFi has a lot of earnings, and their market cap is small, and same with all these I think digital wallets is the next big thing, and this is where me and Kathy agree. I think traditional banks are over. What I would think that we're going to see is these cash apps, these SoFis, really dominate the banking game. Banking is very, very boring. Their rates are high. They don't offer much to consumers. SoFi, I think, is changing the whole banking game, putting banking on their tail. So I'd like SoFi for the long term. I'm going to look at the graph here in a second. I'm doing some things, but I know that with they're trading like with their peers, like stuff like Square, stuff like that are in the similar group. They're trading a lot lower than what they're trading at compared to their earnings and market cap. So I think SoFi is a good long-term play. I know because, like I said, when I downloaded it, the only problems I had is when I was buying cryptocurrency, it took 3%. There's a really nasty spread. I think it was maybe been 3 or 4%. But same with crypto.com has that spread, but it was really, really bad on SoFi. I kind of left SoFi because of it. About $1,000 in crypto, and I was left with like $950, and I just felt like that wasn't right. They said that they automatically take 2 to 3%. They're upfront with it, but I didn't see that. So I wasn't happy about that. But other than that, I know they give like, pretty good interest rate on your savings account, stuff like that. So I do like SoFi for the long term. If you guys are joining in, welcome. So I'm going to look at the graph here. Let's put on, so I actually like Samuel Adams' graph. Looks good. Be a chance to jab. This 15 level is pretty interesting in SoFi as well. I know we've been bouncing off of it pretty likely. We're starting to make some higher low, higher low, higher low. I would risk off 1346 if I was going to get in here, but if you're here in a long-term play, you're just going to want to add on dips no matter how bad it gets. So like that. CEI looks pretty good as well. We're starting to curl up, possible flag break. What does this mean? Are you looking to make a cup and handle? Yeah, they did drop a lot. Confused why. We'll look at knock here. Yeah, they did drop a lot, and the earnings weren't that bad. Nokia, okay. Nokia is actually a decent long-term play. If I was gonna buy Nokia, we have a gap to fill down here. Actually, right now would be a good place to buy at 546 and risk off 528 for a swing. It doesn't look terrible. I'm really liking the look of these UVXY equity plays we have. Looks like we're about to possibly make another low. When I'm looking at SPY right now, I'm seeing a potential on the 1 minute. We have shoulder, head, shoulder, which means downside. Let's just back up. I want to show you guys. Let's go head and shoulders stock pattern. These patterns are always important to know. But yeah, look, perfect. These are, here's our head and shoulders, all of these, and then so perfect head and shoulders forming on the 1 minute. I want you guys to go, if you guys are bored and you want to learn more about stocks, go to stock patterns and learn all of these. If you learn all of these, if you look on your, and then you go through graphs and find these and see what happens after, you'll see that they work out most of the time. Again, head and shoulders forming, so we should see some downside below. Nice, thanks for the rundown. Yeah, I'll keep holding it, adding on dips. Brett, which one? Yeah, SoFi looks good. Yeah. Like Sophie. Or Sophie, whatever, however you call it. So our neckline is going to be 441.7. If we break that, we could see some downside on SPY. So, yeah, there's a lot of those indicators that I was looking at are I like looking at those. A lot of different patterns. And then you can, if you really care that much, you can get into like candlesticks. I don't really read candlesticks too much. The only thing you need to know for a candlestick is this has a long wick right here on the bottom. That's a hammer. That's bullish. And then if it's the opposite, like this, it's called a hangman. Not good. And then also like there's 3 black crows. It's 1, 2, 3 black crows downside, and there's also 3 white knights. There's doji, stuff like that. I read this book called Japanese Candlestick Patterns. Pretty good book. Gave you pretty much a pretty good idea of how they work. But pretty much for me, stock patterns are more beneficial than candlesticks. Candlestick would be like your minor, right? Your major in the stock market, if you're getting a degree, is going to be patterns, but a minor could be a candlestick. Yes, it's going to help a little bit, but is it going to do much? Probably not. You guys are tuning in. You guys got any questions? Let me know. Datch chat starting to look okay. Would like to be. Don't want to buy DATs up here. 8 for DATs looks like a good buy. CI hoping we can push up above that $1.80 again. That'd be great for CEI. Yeah, BBIG doesn't look great. I mean, it's kind of, trader or swinger is going to go move on to the next one. I think BBIG's had its time. Maybe it pops, but not until we have a catalyst or something that's going to make it go. Frey's foreign lithium batteries producer supposedly has a factory zero emissions. Lissy is U.S. lithium battery. Also thoughts on. I'll go look at Frey. I'll come back to those. If you guys are joining in, welcome. We're just going over some tickers, talking about some things. So Frey, you say lithium batteries. Okay, lithium batteries are huge. Don't like the graph at all. Not even gonna. The graph is not great. Don't really want to look at earnings. Thanks for all your insight. I also have Spirit. If you could take a look at it. Yeah, you're welcome, June. We'll look at Levi. We'll come back to those. Levi NXTUD. Wasn't Levi a brand? Yeah. Okay. Levi, super healthy. We kind of been trending downwards, but yeah, healthy graph for sure. Let's go ahead and look at Levi earnings. Earnings tell the picture of the stock. Year over year, we really popped in this 2021 area. We have been beating revenue by a lot. The next earnings is going to be crucial because year over year we've been falling until May. I want to see it. The next earnings is going to be really key. But graph looks good. The earnings look good last month. Want to see if we can have some more. NXTD is a blockchain, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it is. Terrible graph. We don't really started to fall off. I'd be an honest buyer at like 34 cents possibly. Have a ways to go down on there. SPIR, SPLR, LR, not sure. We'll go to SPIR. SPIR looks Spire Global. Looks like a good chart. I know these SPACs have been running. There's 1350 levels really big to break. I want to make sure that we hold $12 though. Looks okay. If you guys got any more questions, let me know. We can look at these other ones you have. Has a factors. Let's see. Also, GXO and let's see. We can look at Lissy and GXO. I have a weather warning. Okay, Lissy. Looks. Yeah, I don't like the graph. Don't really want to look. I already know earnings are going to be bad. GXO. GXO. Yeah, this is an interesting one that I've looked at. Really interesting. Don't know what they do. They're not gonna have earnings, but based off their graph, we have a really crazy bull flag forming. I'm actually gonna keep this on watch. Might be a good opportunity to buy anywhere in here off of this falling wedge. Looks really strong off IPO. Good buy. Hut, I know Hut had an earning I don't like, or GXO looks really good actually. I like that a lot. Hut looks good as well. Possible cup and handle forming right now. We have our cup, and then we have. If we zoom in here, we have a nice handle. Okay. Once this resistance line breaks right here, somewhere around here on this handle, we should see a lot of upside. So Hut looks really good for a longer term position on this cup and handle. Yeah, that GXO looks good. Let's look at XPO. Yeah, I mean, this chart looks good since 2020. I don't know what changed, why it's started going up now, and it hasn't been really bullish earlier. Let's look at this. Expo earnings, year over year, they do pretty well. They beat all the time. Cash on hand. Stays, ooh. I don't know why they drop so much cash on hand. They don't have a big bump on revenue, though. Maybe ad spending? Yeah, looks like a pretty solid stock. Thank you, yeah. Your offering closing today. Okay. How it looks good on the daily. How it looks really good on the daily. Or on even on the weekly, the weekly looks really, really good. Potential to move higher once we break out of this. IVMUI. Okay. Can't find it. Actually, I'll be looking to maybe possibly add HUT as a play as well. Looks pretty good. SPY is kind of basing down at the bottom. I don't know what we'll see off of SPY. I'm definitely going to... The UVXY equities, I'm going to play very tight on those. Gotta spam stock twits. That's that time of day. I'm always spamming stock twits. Spur breakout. Nice. DATS looks good. Yeah, I want to see DATS. I guess I already have my position, so I'm just playing patiently. If you guys have any other questions, let me know. We'll go over. Tweet some things out. Do you think IRT will explode today? No. Already looked at that. Don't think it will. Unfortunately. And explode is a hard word. It's hard to find when stocks are going to break out. I mean, you can tell sometimes, but if they're on a downtrend, it's kind of hard to tell sometimes. All right, sorry, I'm back. Again, sell SPY puts, please. Sell SPY puts and buy. So are you collecting premium? I'm confused, JDP. Can sell SPY puts, please. Okay, so you want me to sell SPY puts. Sorry if I'm posting much. I'll look at ducks and lots. Sell SPY puts and buy yokes. Thank me later. Did you buy pre-market for the catalyst? No, I didn't buy. I bought it later. Bitfarm. We can look at Bitfarm. I couldn't find that ticker manual. Okay, let me explain. So you're saying buy UVXY puts, okay? The problem is I'll tell you the problem right now. I can pull up the options chain for you. Bitfarm looks good too. We're in a healthy uptrend. Want to make sure that we can hold this. Actually, no. I would probably would like to be a buyer down at 450s since we did lose that support. I know the UVXY puts, could look tempting. My problem is that the theta is going to be really, really high right now to buy any of those puts. That's why I'm just playing equities. Especially that, we're getting into these really volatile months, buying SPY puts, calls, or UVXY. Things are going to be really, really volatile. Theta, and then Theta is going to kill you over time, and then Gamma is going to be really high as well. So that's why I don't do options during September on these major indices. VLTA, same thing. All these SPACs have been going really well. Textbook flag breakout. Want to see this consolidate a bit more. If you were, I wouldn't enter a position. If you were in enter position, use 1296 as a stop loss. Yeah, I mean, you selling SPY puts, I see what you mean there. I don't know if you're collecting premium, but for me, that's not something that I do necessarily. I'd rather play with equities because I understand that, like, if UVXY comes back down to the 21s, but UVXY hasn't broken out of that 21 range, and VIX has been stuck above 16. So there's not a whole bunch of movement that we're going to be able to capture on UVXY. So that's why I say that, if UVXY is up at, $30, if the VIX is, above 25, I could see a buying UVXY puts. It'd be worth the theta loss, but not for now. Oh, if you guys are also interested, I have 2 videos recorded that I'm gonna put out. I looked on how to read level 2 and options for beginners that I'll probably put out sometime this weekend. I know I got some options, and then I'm gonna do a couple more videos. If you guys look into my channel, if you guys go to playlists, I have live chats, and then different stock tickers and stuff like that, separated out from each other. So you guys can look at that easier if you're like on the weekend and you don't want to watch obviously a live trading. Just go and look at there's one of the folders. I think I'm gonna make another folder as well. We'll see what you guys want to see. If you guys also have any things you want to see, technical analysis or anything like that, or or even how to make a 401k, whatever that is, I'll do a video on that because I'm sure if you have the same question, other people will as well. What about? Okay, we looked at Forg and Bud. We can look at Forg. Forg popped out today, but pretty low volume. Looks like an IPO too. Interesting. With IPOs, once we break this high at this candle, so at 37.59, we have a chance to run. We have a lot of room to run on here. Definitely don't have any support or resistance anywhere, so I'm gonna stay out of this play. If you want to go for YOLO, this thing could move pretty quick. But is it a SPAC? Yeah, I don't know the news. Yes, you're welcome. And then let's look at Bud. No, you're welcome. I got nothing else to do, so we'll look at tickers. I'd rather do this. Bid. Bud. So is this the ETF for weed? Doesn't look great at all. Just lower lows. The only thing I could see potentially was this 57 level's got to hold. What I'm gonna do is I do have these at 2250. I'm gonna say this again for everyone watching. I'm gonna close out my UVXY calls. We're starting to make some higher lows. That scares me. So I'm going to sell out my UVX for 22.5. Let's see. 22.53. All right, I'm going to sell that out. I made sold at 22.54. I made $16. If you're still in it, that's fine. Use 22.17. I just don't want to risk anymore. I made $16, so I'll go out to lunch. Adder does not look good. Will not buy Adder. Yeah, we're starting to curl right here. Don't like it, but I made, make $16. $16 is enough for Wendy's, which, I'm pretty bullish on. 22.17. I just don't want to risk anymore. I made $16, so I'll go out to lunch. Shoot. I'm gonna mute this. I'm gonna show you guys. If you go to shoot, who is calling me? I'm gonna call him back in a second, because I need to leave here in a second. Give me 1 sec. Give me 1 sec. We'll look at something here. Yeah, UVXY could pop up here. I'm interested to see what it does. Yeah, DAT's actually popped up a little bit as well. RCAT, we'll look at RCAT. I know TCAT has gone in the recent time as well. Let's look at RCAT. Red Cat Holdings. Don't like it too much. Nah, don't really like it too much at all. Nope. Can't say I do, unfortunately. That looks good. Express. Why are you deleting these messages? Yeah, you're welcome. XSPA. Yeah, you're welcome. Express Spa. XSPA. Yeah, don't like it as well. Unfortunately. Alright, sorry. Yeah, UVXY popped right after I sold it. That's okay. Oops. Oh, QGM and Salem. OCGN. Yeah, OCGN, it has these little pops. We're making new little higher lows. If I was gonna get in there, I'd risk 692 though. Wouldn't risk too much. And then we'll look at Salem. Salem looks alright. Let's see. Salem, yeah, some pretty strong growth. me look real quick. All right, let's go to Salem earnings. Take a look at this. Year over year, not great growth. It has beat revenue, EPS a lot. It's okay to hang on to, but I think there's more potential for longer term stocks with more quality, in my opinion. Oh man, I should have not sold those UVXY calls for $16 or the not equities. Yeah, DATS is starting to curl up as well. DATS looks pretty good. I like I said, I think I have DATS at like $7 or something. So, wasn't really. I had pretty much all my position size, so I wasn't gonna add any more today because we haven't lost anything today. We're still up 8%. We were up a lot more, but not gonna really. It would be a good place to add though. If you guys got any more questions, I also thank you guys for all the subs coming in. I appreciate it. Spire.com is going off. Looks like a pump and dump though. Lucid, yeah, Lucid. I'm not a big fan of Lucid. Never have been, never will be, unfortunately. I have a couple problems with Lucid, and it has to do with the fact they have no earnings. If a company has earnings, they're growing, I can kind of give them the benefit of the doubt, but otherwise, it's like, no, thank you. Dash chat looks decent. It's starting to crawl back up. Like to see it. You guys got any questions? I'm just sending out some tweets. Spam and stock tweets. You already know what we do. And then we'll be back. Spy still looks like we're kind of, UVXY still looks like we could move up, but I'm not seeing these. Usually when UVXY makes a big move, it's going to do it pretty quick. And it's also going to show. So, didn't really see what I wanted to see, unfortunately. Wish sideways. Forge is ripping forward. Oh, look at it. Yeah, Wish is sideways. I am starting a position on Wish though. I want to start a position here soon. Yeah, Forge. Yeah, it is going up crazy. Like I said, too risky for me to like, but definitely could have some potential for sure. Definitely. It just IPO'd and it's never seemed it could keep going like crazy. I have no idea. I think we could. I don't know. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm at an ingrown toenail. I was cutting out. Sorry, probably don't want to hear that either. But yeah, perfect. On Forg, we could halt up here soon, but perfect bull flag breakouts both times on the 1 minute. Looks pretty good. AMC Neuro chart, same shape, are they both being manipulated? What I don't like. I got pick for days. Just need more clarity. What about Oracle? We'll look at Oracle. AMC is really overvalued. It needs to reclaim 45 and 50 before I would enter that. What do you think about Adder? Adder, it's on a downtrend. Never gonna buy stock on a downtrend. Oracle's good. It's a great dividend stock year over year. It's okay. You really popped this year, but I think there's strong growth otherwise. The best advice I can give if you're looking for growth stocks that have a lot of upside is if you go, thank you for the follows coming in, appreciate it. If you go to Twitter, all you got to do is go down to Twitter and then go to televised I have the link in my bio. And if you go down here, I've done all the research on all these growth stocks. All of them are really, really good. My 1 year return's 160%. It's my hedge fund pretty much, but go ahead and look at these. All those are amazing. Love all of those stocks in there. So best ones to buy. What y'all think? MTTR. Let's see. Let me see if my Twitter's in the bio. MTTR looks like we're starting to curl up. Looks really good on the 1 year, 1 day. I don't know what the news is, but possible cup and handle forming. Yeah, it looks pretty decent, I would say, though. And we could see, I don't know, let's look at the earnings. Earnings tell the story, so we're going to want to see a handle, boom, handle, and then possibly upwards. Let's look at MTTR earnings. It's going to tell the story, it always does. It's not showing up. MTTR. Okay, I see. MTTR earnings, year over year, growing pretty quick. And cash on hand, not going down too much. Yeah, it looks like a solid stock. Doesn't have really much earnings to go off of, but yeah, it looks decent. What do you think I sold calls on it? What do you think I sold? I don't know what you mean. I'm guessing either sell or hold. Crazy drop. I'm stuck in. If you're stuck from like, depends what you're stuck in. I would probably just try to hold it out. Maybe we'll have a bounce back. If you're already down that much. Depends if you're like at 60 or like 20. If you're down from 20, I would definitely get out. If you're at like 60, I mean, you could always put your money somewhere else, but I don't know if I'd cut your losses. Hard one. Ibrix. IBRX. Don't like it. I have it at 17.9. Which one what do you think I sold calls on it? MTRR. Oh, MTRR. Give it at 19. Oh, yeah. I would definitely hold on to it. Looks really good. It's a good buy. Well, I was going to stream all day. Plans may or may not be changing, so I may or may not be live later today. I'll stay on for a couple more minutes. Leave a sub. I will be live next week. I'm going to put out some videos this weekend. I appreciate all the support as always. I'll go ahead and stay live for 5-10 more minutes. We can look at some more charts. DATS broke out of that bull flag, looking good. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely put out a couple more educational videos this weekend. So if you guys make sure your notifications are turned on. I am live every day. Try to be. I wish the market was open on Saturday and Sunday. Maybe we'll do like Ethereum or Bitcoin, but it's really, really hard to find viewers. Not that viewers matter, but it's hard to even find a few viewers on the weekend. So wouldn't mind doing that, but we'll have to see what we can do. But if you guys got any other tickers, I'll probably give us 5-10 more minutes. Maybe I'll stay longer. We'll see, but we'll go over a few last tickers. I need to unfortunately do some homework today, stuff of that nature, and then yeah. The DATS does look strong. Broke out of that flag. I wonder what CEI is at. Let me look at my phone. CEI is at $1.83. Let's look at CEI, guys. CEI is doing really good. Nice. CEI is looking really good. Broke out of that flag. I know most people in here are holding CEI, so congrats if you are holding CEI. Looks really, really good. Like I said, that $2 level is going to be really, really key to breaking. I know somebody came in here saying that they're paying with they're hoping that it goes to $2 for their kids' tuition. So, I hope it goes to 2 for them. I also hope it goes to 2 for me, but I'm already up about 100%, so I can live. Should I go nuts? Zach Morris pump. Yeah, I know. Okay, see you next week before the bell. UK here. So screwed on MKD. Please add option basics if you can to your channel. I will. Yeah, MKD, I don't know if that's ever going to rebound. Could CEI, I mean, like, yeah, that's exactly. It's a terrible company, CEI long term, but we have some big names on it, a lot of volume. There's a couple catalysts coming up. So, you know, I don't know. I mean, CI frees up carbon too, and I know like they're trying to go free of carbon too, which is nice. Yeah, AAPL Apple's looking really, really good for some 150 calls or long term. Really, really good. Let's review Apple again. Any YOLO for today? Yeah, I got you. Let me find the most YOLO call I can find. Give me a second. The most YOLO play. You want me to give you the most YOLO play? I got you. What's that one that's at like $40 that's been ripping? I need to look. Well, let's find it. What's that one that's been going crazy? Was it like 40? Is it Spur? T-Bow Spur. All right, let's look for T-Bur and all right. Since you're Friday, you want to YOLO some money. Well, no, maybe I'll YOLO some money with you too. Let's do it. All right, let me find the best setup. All right, we're gonna want to find something that's pretty volatile. Well, you can check out body. We're trying before we go. I got some degenerates, including myself, that want to find a YOLO play. God, what was that one stock that's been going crazy? It's at like $40. It's the new IPO. Does anyone remember? We've looked at it. Is it Salem? I don't know. It looked really strong though for us degenerates. Where is it? SDC, is it? No, it's not that one. It's not Smile Direct. Let me look. We could do some over-the-counter plays if you really want to be a degenerate. Top. All right. I'll give you the most the YOLO play for today. Let me see. Damn, it's that IPO. It's going crazy. I wish I could find it. That's fine. HLBZ. Go to HLBZ. Alright, we don't need all these graphs. Let's go back to 2. HLBZ. Broken down chart. Oh, I'm not a financial advisor with YOLO plays, by the way. Geez. Ashley, now that I'm looking. Potential to bounce off right off of here. Oof. Damn, we actually could move. Look at these lines. We could get crazy just right here. Was it Spur? I think it was Spur. Okay. That actually looks really, really good. Now that I look, we'll see. Yeah, Spur was. All right. No, it wasn't Spur. I don't know. There's like this IPO that's at like $40 at IPO a little bit ago. Spur's broken down. Was it Forg? We'll look at oil here in a sec. We're looking for a degenerate play to close out Friday. Oh yeah, it was Forge. Okay. Let's see. We're gonna find the best yellow call. All right. Denbury. Long. Oh wow. Long term looks really really good. Oh wow. Oil's also been on the run as well. So. Man. Been beating estimates. EPS as well. Looks good. Crazy run. It looks really really good. Long term for sure. All right, we got to find a good degenerate play. Let's see. Let's see what would be best. Right here we're starting to flag on the 5 minute. We broke out of here. We don't want to be in HBLZ anymore. Spirit, Gree. Don't like support Spirit or Gree right now. IGHL. I don't think so. Yeah, I think it was 4G. We're just looking for a YOLO play. Honestly, the best YOLO play I would give would be Apple calls right now. Some 150 Apple calls. Honestly, we're kind of at the bottom of this resistance line. If you got 150 Apple calls in the weeklies, would be pretty YOLO. Yeah, it's 4G. YOLO play though. We kind of made a lower low right here. Dude, I think 150 Apple calls. If you have enough money to buy some 150 Apple calls for next Friday or the week after, that'd be pretty YOLO. You can possibly make 3,000, like probably like 1,000% of those hit, and they have a good opportunity. Get Apple calls. Yeah, Apple calls would be the YOLO, in my opinion. Also, you could just go on CEI and dump a whole bunch of money. Let's see. I wish CEI was at $97. I could retire. Ooh, CEI, calm down. Looking good. Well, that is it for me today. I was gonna stay. Oh, maybe I stay on longer. Let's see. I don't have anything to do, but let's see. You know, we'll stay on. I honestly got nothing to talk about. If you guys got any other tickers, drop those. HBLZ, I mean, it could be setting up for the next leg up. And then DATS is looking good. I'd like to add some more DATS. But DATS and Wishes my new swings. Yeah, SPY's starting to curl back up again. It's pretty interesting, SPY. HLBZ, yep, interesting as well. HLBZ looks like we're kind of done for the day. It was a nice. If you are on HBLZ, make sure you sell out while you're in profit because I believe it's going to be done for the day. Spire Corp. I don't know if there's a pump around it. Looked like usually when a stock just spikes like 10% randomly in the middle of a day, it's usually a pump and dump. Someone tweeted something like that. It's usually unnatural for a PR to be released during the day. So yeah, if I see something like that, I usually consider it a pump and dump, but I don't know. Sometimes stocks just will just start going up in the middle of the day for just no reason. They just start getting some volume. I don't know. Yeah, honestly, if I was gonna YOLO any money, it'd be 150 Apple calls. If those hit, those could be really, really good. And they actually have it. I don't know if they're going to hit, but if you bought even monthlies, 150s, that'd be pretty good. Love to see CEI do something besides being stuck in this 160 to 180 range. That'd be pretty exciting. If it could break out to 2, but when we had some crazy run up from like 30 cents, and what consolidation does is it gives it time for the moving averages to catch up to the stock price. So the longer we wait, the longer that we could honestly move up. So I'll be patient on CEI as long as we don't dip below like 150 area. I think we're pretty intact for a big move. I don't know why support.com is so common along everyone. It's really not that great. Let's go ahead and look what we got here. Oh, wait. I'll be on a little bit more for James, but I appreciate it. I hope you have a good weekend too. What's a good 5G stock in your opinion? Couldn't tell you. Yeah, I sold the rest of HBYGO. It was fun. I'm already up $60 on DATS today, so dinner money as well. Congratulations. VLTA. Glad I'm making some people money. VLTA. Yeah, looks alright. Could be setting up for a next move up soon. I'd love to hit BBIG. Don't like BBIG unless it reclaims that 9-10 level. Besides that, not too interested. Yeah, HLBZ broke that support line. The stock is probably over. If you guys got any questions, also if you're following, I think let me make sure my is it in the bio? Oh yeah, you have all of this in the bio as well. Still don't know who TI is. Interesting. I need to actually get another monitor, and I need to learn how to do. Thanks. I bought DATS at 8.6 this morning. You are very welcome. I am glad that you guys making some money. Always, I'm just gonna make sure you're always scaling out of your positions and raising your stop limits up. I think DATS and Wish are definitely going to be some really, really huge swings coming up in the potential. CEI also is going to do well as well. So I'm excited about DATS and Wish coming up. Perth. Yeah, I think those are my next swings. My last CEI swing went really, really well as well. Yeah, this could be a degenerate for sure. Day trade. This scares me. There's barely no volume coming through at all, and we're gapped up. This thing could go back down really, really quick. Pretty low volume. So that's what I feel about that, and that's just my opinion. All right. That would be my opinions. To all the subs coming in, appreciate it. We're gonna do this. I really should probably dip here. I'm gonna give you guys 5 more minutes of questions, and then I'm gonna head out. I'm probably not gonna be live for the rest of the day. I need to clean up my room. I'm gonna see my girlfriend tonight. I'm gonna need to go do some things. I'd like to go to Chipotle. If you guys got a few minutes, if you guys are heading out, I hope you guys have a great weekend. Stay safe. Always remember about your opportunity costs. Just know that if you're going out to the club and spending $50, that invested over 10 years or 50 years in the S&P could be $5,000. So make sure you're always worrying about your opportunity cost. Keep that in the back of your head and stay safe. I'll do a couple more questions before we head out here. I know these streams have been kind of short. I tried to keep. I mean, they're still long. We've been live for almost 4 hours now. So I might be live maybe at like 1 or 2. If you guys keep, I might be live here in about 2.5 hours. I'm gonna plan being live about an hour before market close. I just need to get some things done. But an hour before market close, I'll get back on and we will maybe go over the market, look at some plays in the next week, see how some of these swings are shaping up. AMD looks really good as well. I was talking about this breakout potential. Once we break this line, and we kind of have, I want to redo this line, but pretty much once we break out of here, AMD is going to be a big winner. All right, I am going to end it over on my part. I'll be live an hour before market. If you guys aren't there, stay safe. Always worry about your opportunity cost. I'm just going to recap what we did today. We made some money on HLBZ. We made about 20%. That's all we did. CEI is doing well. I started a swing in DATS. That's already up from $8. And we're going to start a swing in Wish for the next couple weeks to go. Hey, thank you for everything. You have a good day. You're welcome, Emmanuel. Maybe I'll see you next week. You guys have a good one. I'm gonna end the stream here.